Good evening, everybody. We are live on the YouTubers, on the YouTube social media streaming, whatever you
Live.
want to call it. We are here, and we are watching the debut of a PLE on ESPN.
Wrestlepalooza.
Wrestlepalooza.
Of all
Yes,
the ECW show names to bring back, they picked
Wrestlepalooza.
Wrestlepalooza.
I know.
I
I
forgot that
know.
this was an ECW named event.
Well, that's kind of the thing. It's like
Yeah,
of all the names from like ECW or WCW or any of the other companies that they basically own, the history of now at this
Yeah,
point, that's the one that they opted to go with. It's like
it's the best.
I know it's not
I know.
technically I know it's not technically fall yet because we're still in the last couple days of summer here. But it's like this would have been a great show to call Fall Brawl. I don't know. Maybe that's just the WCW mark in me.
Well, they're
Yeah.
gonna have a tough time bringing in it. They brought back War Games. That was as close, I think, as WCW named
Well,
PLEs will get.
they
Well, they
well
use they
they
use
used
some
the,
for NXT as
they
well.
used they used the Great American Bash for a few years in the 2000s, and then they just shortened it to the Bash. Then they've used like Halloween Havoc for the NXT shows, and I want to say there's another. They
That
use
truck is ugly.
they use
Just
Starcade,
saying
but
it now.
I think it was for like an
Oh, the
NXT show
Hummer.
once too.
Yeah,
The
Oh
electric Hummer.
God.
and of course it's Pat McAfee and Halibert.
Of course. And his electric Hummer.
I really don't have that much against McAfee. I'm not a hater. I also wouldn't call myself a fan or anything, but
I like him.
I've gotten used to not hearing him on wrestling these last few months. So I don't know. I just think Graves and Barrett are fine, but then again, they're also probably selling that Graves got destroyed by Brock last night. And by destroyed, we of course mean took one F5
Yes.
and then knocked him out for the whole show.
Did
So
Graves interview him and he said something inappropriate to
okay,
Brock Lesnar?
so I don't know because I forgot to turn SmackDown on until it was about 10 minutes in. So did it?
Cole was interviewing him and something. I think Brock was getting in Cole's face, and Corey Graves came into the ring, and then Brock just destroyed Corey Graves.
Right. It was like
I think
Brock was
that's
about
And then
to
Joe
F,
something to
rejoiced.
the effect.
Brock was about to F5 Cole, and then Graves got in the ring and basically pleaded with Brock to stop, but he put his hands on Brock, and you
And
just
Brock
can't,
dismantled him.
and you just can't do that.
I really think Wade Barrett, during his broadcast at some point in time, needs to go, well, I've got some bad news for you. Like, just randomly in,
He,
in a broadcast.
He
Yeah.
doesn't do it. I'm surprised he doesn't.
It'd be
I was
so
gonna say,
awesome.
has he not done that? Because that's
No,
like weird.
I haven't heard it.
Dude, I think he's done it like once. I've only heard him do it once.
Wow.
And I think that was when he was doing it on NXT.
That's really strange because it's like that would be something that you would have kind of almost just expected he would have done.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying it on the main shows. Definitely not.
Oh, I'm getting a text message from AJ.
Oh,
He's saying
Yes.
the feed seems good for. Oh, I shouldn't say too much.
He's watching a specific feed,
When he's
yes.
talking about the feed, he's talking about something very particular. But anyway, he's saying that seems good for Wrestlepalooza, and he didn't have any issues for All Out. So
Yeah, there was a couple. I read the results. So Edge Cope during his match did the you can't see me and did the AA in the match. In their tag match, which they won, by the way.
now I'm curious.
What's the purpose of that? Like, why did they have to do you? You can't
Well,
see me.
Okay, so you can look at that one of two ways. Edge paying homage to a guy he worked with and had a great rivalry with.
That's what I kind of see it as.
Since Cena is obviously in his last year of being a wrestler, he says, and Edge is not got that much longer to go, obviously, in his career.
It depends on how long he wants to push it.
Well, considering the way he broke his leg and everything, but or you could just say it was just maybe also, see, here's the thing. All right, I'm
Okay,
getting
pause
long
for a
with it.
second. Pause for 1 second.
Okay.
So what is Brock taking? Because he looks freaking ginormous
Okay, I was
Dude,
and
I'm,
not
I'm,
not flabby at
he could
all.
I'm
take
Like
not.
no flabby. Because the last time
his
prior
stomach's a
to
little bigger,
this,
but still hardcore.
yeah,
Um,
like prior
listen,
to
whatever he
his
wants.
last stint, he was jacked, not that big, and you could tell he had old man. He was starting to get old man pecs. Those are no longer old man pecs.
Well, okay, we're getting so we got sidetracked, but that's okay because I
Yes.
was when he came out, I was kind of noticing it too. Yes, his upper body definitely looks a little different. I mean, seeing his back now too, he's definitely got some more wrinkles, but that's just age. You can be the most fit guy in the world, you're still going to get those things. Um, yeah, his pecs are looking like mini boobies in a way. Of course, I would never say this to Brock to his face because I would be dead. But hey, it's like if I
Yes, he
decided
would
that
be.
was the way, if I decided I was time for me to go, and it's like, hey, probably worse ways to go than having Brock Lesnar rip you apart.
I mean, that is very true.
All right. So you were saying about Edge and the homage to it. What's the other way you think you could take that?
I could see Edge wanting to do that to pay homage to Cena because even though like Edge was one of the guys who said, well, Cena kind of ruined the end of the SummerSlam match against the Nexus, which, Cena of course later admitted that yeah, he was wrong for that. Edge probably also got that through by probably pitching that to Tony Khan as saying, "Oh no, it'll be like an FU to WWE for counter programming against us today."
I doubt it.
Really? You don't think
I,
Tony would
I,
go for that on those grounds? Because I do.
oh yes, Tony would go on it for those grounds, but I don't think Copeland would do it for that purpose.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think that it's a possibility that he may not have meant it, but he could have pitched it to Tony Khan like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That Tony Khan would go for it because
Uh,
again, one of the criticisms that I think a lot of people have had in AEW, like Jack Swagger kind of said this in his recent interview where he was burying Tony Khan and everything. It's always sounded like Tony Khan is easily manipulated, and especially by the guys who have a reputation. So
What the
Edge is definitely one of those guys.
holy masholes? It's mini Cenas.
oh God, that's awesome.
You got a gal named Boney Maroney? What?
I did notice on Fanatics that they're creating special edition spinner belts, championship spinner belts for every city that Cena has been in.
Hmm. Is his shirt's Lego style on the
You
back? No.
know, when I was listening to Cornette's most recent episode today when I was out and about, I didn't get through it all, but he was talking about last Monday's Raw and like the promo that Cena cut, which I didn't see. But when he started like going over, he just let out this big sigh and was like, "Why did they waste so much time doing all that heel turn with him?"
Because they probably had other plans, and those plans they tried to keep it going for as long as they could. And when those plans weren't not going to move forward, they decided to switch it back.
Yeah, I mean that's
And
obviously
I'll
what
say
happened.
this: Cena
That,
as a
that, that,
heel.
that, that doesn't change the fact that they just did it so horribly. And again, this was the whole reason why I was like, now you're going to turn him heel now.
Yeah, I mean I get it, but
So the whole heel turn, it was weird, but I think it was starting to work, and then
I think it was
they
really starting to work after
then
a
they just
bit.
flipped it back. They're like, meh, let's go back to face Cena. like we'll just screw with him more.
Well, see, because here was the thing. I said it then, so I'll say it again now, because why not?
Because you got nothing better to say.
No, well, no. Is because knowing that this was going to be it, this was the retirement tour, nobody wanted to boo him. They wanted to
No,
give him his cheers. They wanted to give him his flowers on the way out and everything. So that's why I still thought the heel turn was so stupid.
Hey, and just so for if there's any women listening, men do like flowers sometimes too, not just you.
No, I'm just making fun of that phrase, give him his
I
flowers,
know.
because I
I
still
know what
think
you're
it's just one of
saying.
the dumbest phrases ever.
so there is a small rumor out there for Survivor Series War Games. That the heel team will be Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Braun and Drew McIntyre versus
So the only small guy in that group is Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
Everybody else is a
Seth is the smallest
beefy
guy on that
man.
group.
versus John Cena, Cody Rhodes,
Mhm.
Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and
Okay.
LA Knight.
Oh, LA Knight.
There's definitely more
No,
beef on the bad guy side.
no other Usos in that. Just
Yeah, that's the interest. Like I would have expected Jey Uso. Well, that's the thing.
Jay seems to be kind of going toward a little heelish right now. His
Well,
character,
Yeah,
so
I
that's
know.
why I'm like,
is Jay going heel or is LA Knight going heel? Because I didn't have the sound on for the end of Raw on Monday night.
it still kind of seems like Jay is leaning towards it more
They
than LA
said the
Knight.
never seen 17 time.
Yeah, they
So,
did.
That's awesome because that was Cena saying, "This is what I want. You got to introduce me like this now."
yeah. All I'm saying is, from my vantage point, without having the sound on during like the main event segment on Raw on Monday night and everything, it looked to me more like LA Knight was going heel because it looked like Jay was acquiescing to Jimmy and like, okay, he's cool and everything, and then LA Knight still hit him with his move. So
Well,
that just
that's
seemed more heel.
retribution from the previous week because that's
Yeah, I
kind
was
of
gonna
like a
Yeah,
say
role
because the
reversal.
previous week they did the whole like flip flop with what they were doing with freaking
uh-oh,
Oh,
uh-oh,
oh,
uh-oh.
here's Heyman.
Well, I mean, they see that's why when you were going over that possible heel team for War Games, which again, that's still 2 months away because of how late Survivor Series is.
And last night on SmackDown, I
Right,
saw the
that's what I was
clip
gonna say. Last
where
night, Lesnar, talked to Heyman briefly in the back, and Braun and Bronson were there with him. So
So it's interesting because when the original Bloodline was there and Sami Zayn was there, they were doing the opposite where Jey Uso did not like Sammy, but Jimmy did. Like they found that coming around, and now it's like flip flop with LA Knight. Like one trusts and one the other one doesn't.
yeah, it's
So
it's
now they're
it's it's funny, funny, haha. Joe, are you also keeping an eye on the Illinois game? Is that what you're doing there? I'm trying to keep
when I look this way, I'm looking at the TV. When I look this way, it's looking at the scores.
Okay, so here's what I'm doing. So I've got you guys on the monitor here. I've got the pay-per-view on the monitor here, and I'm also occasionally flipping over to the game day of the Yankees game. And then I've got the Notre Dame game on the TV here.
Jesus mighty dude.
We got stuff going on, brother.
Way
Oh,
too
here
much
we
stuff
go.
going on.
Here we go. Brock immediately with the power moves and Cena
Well,
trying to fall
I
away
will
and
say this though about having this new package, upgrading my package from the legacy package as my package was called
how
to
thick did
the
you go?
I only went up to the next level.
How much length did you add then?
Huh?
You were talking about upgrading your package.
Oh my god.
I
Like,
got
where
it.
the
I was
hell is
waiting for him to catch on.
I'm a little slow.
I thought it was
Um,
obvious, sorry.
um, I can get a lot more live games, which is nice because the NCAA games, the couple NFL games, because the Monday Night Football I can get now live on that. So
Well,
that'll be
that's one of the
nice. The
things. It's like,
live sporting events will be nice to be able to do. And I'm like, ooh, I really wanted to watch that game. Let me go
And
see
right.
what's on.
there is a lot too that they do offer with the live sports.
Right. I mean, and that was what. Oh, this is interesting. It makes sense. So they just. Sorry to interrupt here. They didn't have a halftime then at the Notre Dame Purdue game. The first half ended, and then they just went right into the second half.
That's what happened in Florida State. They had a lightning delay as well. And once the
Yeah.
second quarter was done, they just went right to the third.
Well, again, like I said, since I got delayed, it was like close to 2 hours, I think. And it makes sense. You don't really need a
Yeah.
halftime. You already had it, especially when they only had a minute and a half of the second quarter left to play. So anyway,
Wow, Cena's going chest first into turnbuckle. He's pulling the Bret Hart move.
yeah, Cena. We know Cena's not quite as big as he once was and everything. He was not quite as muscular as he was at his peak, but it's still amazing how Cena's not a small guy by any stretch, but it's still amazing how small he looks when he's in there with Brock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely so.
One thing I'm also definitely noticing here. Oh, Brock with the old kind of sort of. Well, now I was gonna say the Davy Boy Smith power slam, but Davy Boy's was always a running power slam. That was more of a walking power slam. I'm noticing when looking at Brock's shorts and everything, I guess his sponsorship with Jimmy John's is over.
Yeah, I would say so.
Finally,
Well, I don't see the logo, so it must be a thing of the past.
they actually just put a Jimmy John's on Shanersville Road. I saw that they opened up one.
Well,
Um,
what's funny about that is that there used to be one on William Penn Highway there for several years, and a couple
Yeah.
years ago that went out, and yeah, then there wasn't one for the longest time, and like you said, now they just opened one on Shanersville Road. I refuse to go to Jimmy John's though because their owner is a avid big game hunter, and it's like, yes, I know, like name a corporation, you're going to find something you don't like about it. That kind of shit I really don't like. And when he's like posting bragging about stuff like that, I really hate those kinds of people. So it's like, yeah, I don't ever need to go to Jimmy John's again. And besides,
right. If
just
he did it and didn't post about it, be one thing. But the fact that he's
right, if he didn't
posting
post
and
about it, I never would have known.
yeah.
Um,
I've never really cared for Jimmy John's to begin with.
I liked them well enough. Like, here was the thing: they were better than Subway. Subway's very much gotten to be like the McDonald's of like the sub franchises and everything.
Yeah, it has.
But one of the things, of course, that's come into this area, over the last several years have been Jersey Mike's, and Jersey Mike's is better than both of them. So,
Yeah, I love Jersey Mike's. I
and,
really do.
since I'm living here in Hellertown, with my sister and brother-in-law and everything, there's a Jersey Mike's, a mile and a half down the road next to the Giant, pretty much. So, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
see, for me, Jersey Mike's, the first time I ever had it, and maybe I just got lucky and it was a generous Jersey Mike's, was down in Florida. Like it wasn't even around here, it was down in Florida, and they
Mhm.
packed the sandwich with meat. And then when I went to Jersey Mike's here in Whitehall, and I got not the same exact thing because they didn't have the same exact sandwich, but I got the cheesesteak. I was like, where the hell's the meat? I'm missing my meat.
Well, I get the cheesesteak occasionally. I can't really say I've ever really noticed exactly how much stuff they put in, like the standard sandwich and everything. Like the cold sandwiches, I think they put a good amount in. I also, one day at work this week, because it's really just down the road from my office, I went to Capriati's. Don't
Never
know
heard of that
if you
place.
know that one.
I've heard of it.
They're like a chain. They're like a smaller chain. That's the only one in Lehigh Valley that I know of. So it's on Hamilton Boulevard. And in Allentown, I guess you could consider it. Well, I don't know if it's considered Allentown, Fogelsville, West Coastville anymore at that point. All the villas run into each other. But anyway, like they put for the amount that they charge you, especially too, they put a good amount of meat in there. So it's like I didn't feel cheated for like how much I paid versus like what was actually on the sandwich.
I will tell you one good place to go if you're into the flavor profile is Teriyaki Madness. They just opened one up not too long ago around here, and we had it, and it was delicious. It is a it's think about it like adobo, except it's
What did
um
you say? Think about it like
Cadobo,
what?
Cadobo.
Oh, Cadoba. I thought
Yeah,
it was.
whatever. Um,
No, and I'm
whatever
sorry,
you want to call it.
just to bring this down, again, like I always like to do. The reason why I was asking you what you said is because I honestly thought I heard you say it was like a dildo.
Maybe, but no.
Like I said, bringing it down again, that's my specialty these days.
It took
But
us 20
it's like
minutes to get into the bad part, guys. That's
it's
all.
like that.
Meanwhile, we're not even
Um,
paying attention to this
so
match.
but their base is teriyaki sauce, so everything's got a teriyaki sauce on it. So they'll do a spice. They can do a
Oh, I
spicy
like that.
teriyaki or a regular teriyaki sauce, and you can pick from noodles or rice or complete vegetarian if you want. You can do veggies, because they do have tofu. So it's chicken or tofu or beef or your protein choices. So it's just really it's something different that is customizable as far as like that, but their main base is, like Qdoba, Qdoba, it's
To be
the
honest, I really don't know how that's pronounced.
it's a rice bowl or, a burrito, so it's, same that same base, it's just different,
Yeah,
food. So
I don't dislike that kind of food. I always have to be careful with it though because I never know what combination of spices might set off my heartburn, even with taking
mhm.
Nexium every day. So
Yeah. We went to I've been doing there's just these couple people there's different people that I follow on Facebook Reels. that go around like different states and look for like local food places, and all that stuff, and they grade them and all that. Whereas I've been looking for some places around here, and I found a sandwich shop called Brooklyn Pickle, and they
Oh,
have like,
that's a special kind of pickle, Brooklyn one.
yeah, yeah, um, and
You
it's
can't keep playing until you let go of the pickle. That's what your mother said last night.
God. And they have like different types, bread. They do sandwiches like rye bread sandwiches, pumpernickel, the marble rye and all that. The choices of breads but like it's
That's
kind
really
of
like an
like,
old school deli then.
yeah, it's kind of like Jersey Mike's though too, where you like, uh, the meat that they make there is fresh, and they have like specialties like they had like chicken risotto today as like a specialty, and they do like chili, and they do a special macaroni and cheese only on Fridays,
I'm gonna say
like
this. I feel like I've seen this Brock Lesnar
but they
John
give
Cena
you a
match
lot of
before.
meat. Oh yeah, millions of times we've seen it. They're not doing anything different than they've gone in other matches.
It hasn't been quite as one sided as like say like that SummerSlam match for the title was, where it was just a total destruction.
We should have did an F5 counter
Brock
for
is
this match.
Put it this way, Brock's F5'd him twice now, and he's just waiting for him to give him another one. So it's like there's no way Cena could ever win this match at this point.
But yeah, like the place we
So
went
there's
to,
so there's number three. So it's like this is Brock is winning, And if Cena wins, it's basically going to be some bullshit, really.
yeah. But the place we went to was really good. The sandwiches were good. The bread's like made there and all that stuff. So it was good stuff. And they use local products, and but they give you a lot of meat in the sandwiches. Like Nico got a half a sub, and it was like there was like tons of Italian meat in that half a sub sandwich. He was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this half a sub, but he did.
Well, if they were trying to start the crowd off with two people that they really liked, that they were going to have one of the most boring matches ever, they succeeded.
So they
So the
don't.
only way
So
they
they
can
don't.
go from here is up. Like there's no possibility you can go lower than this match. This match for what it was gets a C minus.
Yeah.
Could be a D because it was quite boring.
I mean,
I mean, it's a typical
I,
Cena Brock match, like they've done the last couple times. So it's very interesting. Like
I feel like I need to go back and rewatch it, but it's like I also don't feel like I actually missed anything. So
you didn't miss anything.
No.
hey, we were having
So,
a conversation about
And
the
see,
merits of Jersey Mike's and other sandwich places. You got to prioritize.
you definitely do. I mean, I don't. Cena doesn't care if he loses these like he's not going to care if he loses to Brock. Like Brock's going to keep his winning record against Cena, and that's fine.
Yeah, it said that Cena was 2-4 against Brock in
Yeah.
one-on-one matches. So obviously now it's 2-5.
So, but
Is Brock going to go beat up Pat McAfee now?
listen, Brock is on D-ball, T-Rad, something.
he's on something.
Hey, let me just throw this
Pure
out.
HGH, pure steroid. Like, well, it doesn't matter. Like he's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he's taking. Like he's living his life.
No, Hulk does not still rule because Hulk is dead.
And it's one of those things too, where like
By definition, he can't rule.
Oh, I feel bad for the official. He threw him, and the guy was playing so limp that he smacked his head on the mat. He's like, ugh.
I'm trying to see what this
let's
one
see if
sign
anybody
said.
comes out to save him.
And this kid's crying. Oh my God, Cena.
Hey, kid. That's
I will
Hey,
say this. I
you
love.
sons of bitches would be crying too if you were his age back in
I
the
know,
80s.
and that's what I love. The
Yeah.
kids, because kids are so
Showing the
innocent.
poor
They
kid on
really
camera.
do. They really they are at the stage where the reality of it is still real to them. Not like this is acting. This is acting. This is playing.
Hey, I cried when Hulk Hogan lost at WrestleMania 6 to the Warrior.
Well,
so
you're a weirdo, so that's besides the point.
well,
He
But
was
anyway,
younger than us at that
I was
time.
also 9 years old, so that kid looked a little older than 9 to me. So, but anyway, they were showing another poor kid crying. Wait, now
And as soon as as soon as that kid noticed they were on camera, they were like, "Oh, I'm on camera."
yeah, so I think that kid might have been fake crying.
Yes.
Good.
So
Good job. Now,
just to share with you,
there was a sign that I'm sorry, I don't want to get this out real quick. There was a sign that somebody was holding
You
up.
always get off topic. So what are you talking about?
There was a sign that somebody was holding up there, and I couldn't quite read it. It either said he shouldn't be here, and we all know why, or we shouldn't be here, and we all know why. I couldn't tell if the first word was he or we though, because if they're holding up during this match with and it says he, then they're obviously referring to Brock. But if they're
yeah,
saying we, as in we the audience, is that like just a reference to the counter programming AEW stuff? So it's like I need to see what that damn sign said.
he
Oh,
shouldn't be
okay. It
here, and
said
we all
he.
know
It said
why.
he. It said he. All
Yes.
right. So they're talking about Brock. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
So my wife and I we decided to go to a nice little concert on Thursday. Share, uh, it was fun.
Oh
We got
yeah.
home pretty late.
I saw the pics on Facebook.
Got home pretty late. This is why we don't do those things often.
You're
But
old. You can't do those things
yeah, we
anymore.
got home at 1:30 in the morning. It was a little
Oh,
early.
adventurous you were.
Yes, but it was a good show. It was definitely worth being there and that. And we,
I was gonna say if
but
I got home from someplace at 1:30 in the morning these days, I'd be like, I'm not going to work tomorrow.
it was rough. I'll tell you that. It was definitely a rough morning getting up and kids out the door. Jill got up a little earlier than I did because she always makes sure Abby gets out the door. My older daughter, or my middle child. But anyways, really good show, and it was just you know I s when we were down there, we were having a good time. And being short sucks because anybody that's like an inch taller than you, like you can't see over them.
Wouldn't know
You
what
can't.
that's like. Sorry.
Whatever.
That's another reason why I wouldn't want to go to concerts like that because I wouldn't want to be blocking somebody else's view, which most cases I probably would be
Well,
because
and
most people
then
are not 6'4" or taller. So
yeah, and we weren't behind really tall people, but it's not like his stage is like super high up there in the air. It's, at like right about 6 foot, so you're looking pretty much straight at the stage. Um, but it was a really good show. We were goofing on some people that were there because
Open on
our
people.
age group
Ooh.
there was some people that were younger, but there was a lot of people that were older that were like my parents' age there. And not that that's a bad thing. I'm not, but like when I look around and I go, damn, there's a lot of people older than me here. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Like, are we at the right concert? Like, is that what's going on here? Like, is Eric Church an old person's like artist?
Oh my God.
I
Well, you
mean,
guys had fun. That's good.
it's hard
Yeah,
to
we
tell
did.
those things sometimes to tell like exactly like what age group certain artists appeal to. Some people do have like legit cross age appeal, I guess would be the right terminology for that,
Well,
and
I would say
some don't.
so.
So
Eric Church has been making music since the 2000s. I want to say he's been around probably 20 years now,
so
at least
that makes sense that he could
15 to
have both
20
older.
years.
That
So
makes sense that he could have both older and younger fans then.
yeah, I haven't looked up his discology, but I feel
That's
that's like where he started in the mid to early 2000s,
What's his name
somewhere.
again?
I
Eric
mean,
Church?
Eric Church.
we know who was what demographic was at the Papa Roach concert last night. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Eric Church's first album came out in 2006.
Yeah, so mid 2000s. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's been around 20 years making music. So it makes sense like some of the people that were into country music at that point in time would have first heard him and were older than me. But there was a person there that was him and his wife were probably in their 70s, or they looked like they were. They could have been, younger than that, but they didn't look it. And I, you know, it was funny because the guy sits down with popcorn. I said, "What are we at the movies? This guy's got popcorn. He's like ready for a freaking movie right now. This is goofy. Like, why are we eating popcorn at a concert?"
And it's popcorn. Popcorn is good.
And then, of course, we see the popcorn. He's eating popcorn, and then we off to the side we see the guy selling cotton candy. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I look over. We went with
Because
another.
when I think music concert, I definitely think cotton candy.
Yeah, but then I look over at our friends that went. We went with another couple, and She goes, she's like, he's going to the circus. And then I'm like, doo 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 doo. Like it was just, it was really goofy. But I then said to my wife the next day, I said, you know what? As much as I was having fun in the moment, and saying and goofing around that they were there and stuff like that, um, I told my wife, I said, I want to be those people. I don't care if people make fun of us when we're there. I want to be those people that go and still enjoy live music and enjoy a concert because we really love live music. And I don't ever plan on stopping doing that until there's a time where I can't physically do it.
Yeah. See, that's not my thing, as it were. Okay, great.
It's
Just
not
making
your
sure.
jam.
So let me ask you this then. I don't know where Joe had to briefly go off to. Were you just getting like 3 minutes of ads?
Yep, a lot of ads.
Okay, but it was like it was like an actual commercial break almost.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
they
it's an
like
actual
like they
commercial
weren't
break.
like WWE ads or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the last one was it was a Riyadh commercial.
Well, yeah,
If
yeah.
you,
That's what I'm saying now. It's like Triple H is on the top of Legion Stadium talking
yeah,
about fucking WrestleMania next year, and
yes.
so they had announced. Well, see, now I can't remember now if they had like formally announced that WrestleMania next year was going to be in New Orleans, and then they reversed course and they said we're doing it in Vegas again. And of course, in 2 years, WrestleMania is not taking place. So
The
since
WrestleMania that does not exist.
since well, I'm just saying. So New Orleans got screwed over,
Yes.
mightily here. Should New Orleans be interested in hosting WrestleMania 48 or not 48, 44 in 3 years? Like, they got definitely dicked over once, and then they were essentially been bypassed. So it's like, would you bother? I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they'll still be bidding for it. I
Oh
guess
yeah, I definitely want to get the limited edition Hulkamania Forever Real American Piss Water.
Oh my God. Like, really? They have to cheer with beers and they have to be the American beer.
It's like these guys are announcing a show here. Should they be taking sips of beer for Christ's sake? No, they shouldn't.
I'm sure that beer is not real beer. I'm sure it's just water in a can, but it's the can that matters.
Well, I was gonna say, what a waste of time then to put water in those things.
It's pretty much probably water anyways.
Jackie, what's with the outfit tonight? That's definitely one of your more ugly outfits. Not to be a jerk, but it's like she usually wears something much prettier than that.
It's plaid.
Spaceball 1. They've gone to plaid.
I think every team for next year in the MLB should have a plaid uniform that they have to wear. That would be fantastic.
Wait a minute. He's refereeing this match now?
Yep, it's going to be terrible. I must say, I do like his orange and black vest, though. That's sweet. How long has he been rocking the orange and black vest?
Who's he going to betray? Is he going to betray the Usos? Is he going to call this down the middle?
I don't know. LA Knight's one of those guys that could be a headliner and they screw him over. He's good on the mic. He's got a good catchphrase. He's good in the ring. So, but because
Problem is
they
that
like about five guys for the top, he's not going to get an opportunity.
The problem is that he's old, you know.
I know, but he's not really. Is he that much older than Seth Rollins right now? Isn't Rollins pretty old?
Seth Rollins is, believe it or not, 39.
I feel like LA Knight's probably like 43.
LA Knight will be 43 November 1st.
Okay, so he's not too much older than Seth Rollins. A couple years.
And I'm older than both of them.
Yeah, we know, dude. My daughter likes to continuously say, "Dad, you're gonna be 50 real soon." I was like, "Relax. I got 3 years before I'm 50. Relax."
Wait a minute.
Those are some interesting shirts they've got on, and shorts for wrestling. What are you talking about? What is wrong with you?
I don't know. If I knew what was wrong with me, it probably wouldn't be wrong with me. No, I'm trying to, based on a picture that I just saw on my Facebook feed, I'm trying to, yeah, Tony Storm lost.
Oh, timeless Tony Storm.
Timeless Tony Storm lost, yeah. Chris Statlander won the match. I mean, good for her. Statlander is one of the people on AEW that I don't dislike. So, um,
Yeah, Tony Storm.
Statlander
I
won
don't
the
know.
match out of nowhere using the seatbelt pin on the champ. I don't really know what they mean by that.
See, they strapped him in.
Oh, it was a kind of a small package kind of way, but just in a much different looking way. But that's the interesting thing about it is that she did pin Tony Storm to win the match because I'm like, this was like a four-way match that also involved Jamie Hayter and I don't know if it's pronounced Thekla or Tekla. I think it's actually Tekla, even though there's an H. So you don't need to pin the champion to win unless that was specifically the stipulation of the match, which wouldn't make any sense. But Statlander did pin Tony Storm, so that is kind of interesting. And another much more horrible news coming out of the AEW, Jungle Boy is back.
Oh, if there's
I'm
anybody
trying.
that they didn't need to bring back, it was Jungle Boy.
Okay, so Brodito retained. I don't remember who the Brodito team is. Retained the AEW World Tag Team Championship in a four-way ladder match. The Young Bucks are one of the losing teams in the bout, and they weren't too happy about it as they stood in the ring dejected after the match was over. The live fans suddenly grew louder because Jack Perry finally returned to AEW and entered the ring. It didn't look like a smart decision at all when Perry attacked the Bucks, following up on the recent teases from BTE, which nobody gives a flying fuck about. The Bucks quickly had him down on his knees and were ready to take him out with the BTE trigger when Luchasaurus came into the ring.
Oh, they're gonna put Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus back together.
The rumor
Fantastic.
was indeed true about Jack being the doctor from last month's Luchasaurus return video. Okay, whatever that means. The lights then went out, and the big man was in the ring to send the Bucks packing with a double choke slam. He pulled off the kill switch belt and threw it away into the audience to make his transformation back to Luchasaurus official. The commentators then used the name Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and they were singing the Tarzan Boy song, which funniest time that was ever used was when Seth MacFarlane used it in A Million Ways to Die in the West and referred to it as like a Muslim death song. Uh,
Jesus.
I mean, whatever. I mean, he's a fucking idiot. I don't think making him the face and making him Jungle Boy helps him. But of course, I don't think what he had been doing with being tied to the Bucks and everything and being this heel and everything was working for him either. So I'm, call me an AEW hater all you want, but I'm sorry, that's just right now that just stinks of who the fuck cares.
My big thing with AEW is they, for the most part, not every single one of them, for the most part, the characters are not very good. They're not
They're not.
things that they're not people that I want to tune in to see wrestle because I'm invested in the character and then whatever storyline they're in. Like if you want to say something's vanilla, I would say AEW is pretty vanilla when it comes to
Yeah.
their characters.
Well, I saw it pop up on in my Facebook feed from a couple different places because this is the way Facebook works anymore. Is that you ever make a comment or something on like one wrestling page, you start getting like every wrestling page
Yeah.
popping up,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the problem is that every wrestling page inevitably posts the same shit that happened somewhere else. Like they talk about the thing that just happened on the show, or they talk about the thing that just happened on so and so's podcast. So one of the things that happened this week was, I guess, on his podcast, Tony Schiavone, and I haven't listened to his podcast in a while now, but on Schiavone's podcast, he was like firing back at critics of AEW, with people saying like AEW can't book a good card or something like this. And Schiavone was like, it sounded like Schiavone's comeback was basically like, fuck you, let's see you do it. Um, and the problem is, both sides are kind of missing the point with that. Booking a card is not that hard, all right? And I know this from doing I don't know if they still have it in the 2K games or not, but back in like the SmackDown versus Raw games, when they had like the GM mode, remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember the GM mode. Yep.
You can book a card. So easy. All you gotta do is go, eh, yeah, okay. It's booking the build to the card, making people give a shit about why wrestler A and wrestler B are wrestling.
Exactly.
And that's where AEW constantly doesn't do it. And as much as I don't think WWE has been real good for most of this year, I still feel like they've done a better job of making me care about the guys involved in like still building like the build to the matches and shit. So yeah.
What are we
They're,
doing with these jackets? Are we trying to make ourselves look like the Legion of Doom? Or are we trying to look like Demolition? Like, what are we trying to do with these damn
Well,
jackets?
they're trying to do what his dad did, but they're
I was gonna
putting the
say
vision.
there was a time when the Steiners came out in leather jackets.
And then what Scott, no, not Scott. Rick had the spikes and stuff on his jacket.
Yeah, that was like
Uh,
later, like
See, I don't
after.
remember that. That must have been before WWF stuff.
That was no, that was
It
in
was
like
later.
1998, 1999, after the Steiner brothers broke up, and then Rick also had turned heel too. He wore a jacket that was kind of like that. I seem to remember the jackets or the spikes on Rick Steiner's jacket from that time period being bigger. I don't
Yeah.
know if Joe can pull up a picture or wants to bother pulling up a
Yeah. So
picture.
this was WCW.
This was like during like the last couple of years of WCW.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't remember because I really never watched WCW.
It's not the kind of thing one really wants to remember, or there was anything that was. Well, the other thing too, there wasn't really anything necessarily memorable about it too. So it's like Rick Steiner still hung around and kind of sporadically after the Steiner brothers split up, and Scott transitioned into being Big Papa Pump with the NWO and everything. But I really feel like he never did anything interesting then
Yeah.
afterwards.
So I got to say this. So let's talk a little bit about this match. So we had two different entrances.
That took up
The
about 20 minutes.
Yeah, the Usos entrance was 15 minutes long, maybe 17, and then the Braun team was about a minute and a half. That seems right, right? That seems fair, you know.
So
One
real quick,
level on one level, your entrances for your faces should be more crowd pleasing and entertaining than your entrances for your heels. Yes.
okay, so as far as the leather jacket, very similar leather jackets. Of course, they have gold on theirs because of the what they're doing. He had silver, but he had like mini spikes on like the leather strap part right here. That you would have like you would put your scarf or your gloves and whatever that strap was for that snapped on a leather
Hmm.
jacket. He just had like a bunch of small spikes on the top of it on there. So that was the
So they have
gist.
more spikes than what
Yeah,
he
they
had.
had more spikes. Yeah, yeah.
So I will say this about the Usos: I do like their kind of matching attire, but not matching. same color scheme.
No, they
Mhm.
need to because they're the official tag team of the group.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Notre Dame's
yes.
defense has played generally better today, but it's also Purdue, and they also still have given up 23 points through three quarters. So I don't know if,
It's better than what they've been doing.
well, well, they actually held Miami to it. It was 20 something, but the weather conditions, of course, for most of that game sucked. But yeah, last week was, I don't want to think about their game last week. So
Yeah, that was
it's really
interesting.
it's really sad where it's after two games and your team has no chance of making the playoff.
Yeah, it's the crazy
All
part
right, these
about
guys
college
suck
football
so
right now.
bad.
Well, they lost, and they lost to two good teams. So, and the problem is that the rest of their schedule, they only have like maybe one or two quality opponents left, and they're not going to be ranked as high as the two teams they lost to by the end of the year. So they could win the rest of their schedule, go 10-2, but they're not going to have enough quality wins that's going to get them into the top 12. There's just no chance.
Oh, I did not know LA Knight became the fucking special guest referee for this
Yeah, come
match.
on, weren't you
Yeah,
paying attention?
since I don't have the volume on, I didn't hear what they were saying, but they showed that there was like a confrontation between the two teams during like the countdown show,
Yeah,
and
the
I guess
general
it led to
manager
a
Adam, whatever
brawl.
his stupid name is,
Huh?
whatever the stupid general manager's name, Adam
Adam
something.
Pierce.
Yes. He's like, I think we need to have a referee that is a little more pissed off, and then LA Knight shows up behind him.
Oh, and since they just showed Heyman
Of
again,
course.
I just realized Heyman only did the intro for Brock, but he didn't stay during that match.
No,
No.
he walked away.
He obviously wasn't needed for it. So,
Yeah,
Well,
definitely
yes.
wasn't.
but then again, that
Okay,
is
Cena, we're gonna have you get squashed. Are you good with that? Sure.
well. See, the thing is, it's
Cena's
like
probably the one who told him to do it because he told him to do it last time. It was his idea.
I'm actually
Yes.
kind of like again, if they do build up to like that War Games match that Joe mentioned as a rumor, then I'm kind of fine with that. Um, but at the same time, then it's like the only thing with Cena doing that then is again is like, so how does it end for Cena? Does he lose to somebody? And either way, who's his last opponent? It's a little hard to say at this point.
How many PLEs are left for the year?
That's a good question. Let me see if I can find an answer for you.
Because after he lost tonight, John Cena is still at 99 wins in PLEs
Oh
for his
yeah.
career.
Ooh, gotta
What
save
it's
his 100th win for.
but it sounds like his last match isn't going to be on a PLE though. Isn't it going to be on like a Saturday night's main event in December?
Yes. So is Survivor Series the next real last PLE for him to be on?
So there's NXT No Mercy next week, which obviously he's not going to be on.
No.
Hey, there they are bringing back one of their old WWE, pay-per-view names. Then, oh, there's the Crown Jewel show October 11th, and this isn't your typical Crown Jewel show because this one is in Perth. So this isn't a Saudi show. So that means I can watch this one.
Perth is in Australia, right? Is that right?
Yes, yes, Perth is Australia.
So they're
Western.
in Perth. So we have Crown Jewel and then what? The other one is Survivor Series then.
So then you have NXT Halloween Havoc on October 25th. Then there's a Saturday night's main event scheduled for November 1st. Then there is Survivor Series. Great, there's a bug here. Survivor Series War Games, which is November 29th. So it's like literally the last weekend of November. And then obviously after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of fun because I remember Survivor Series was always Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Eve for the longest time. And so anyway. And then there's a Saturday night's main event on December 13th in Washington, and that
Is his
is Cena's last
couple.
match.
Yeah.
Because then there's no PLE after that until I'm not even sure when.
So basically we have Crown Jewel and Survivor Series. He has two more PLEs.
Right.
Does he get booked for Crown Jewel or
I guess he would have to, right? But as the question again is against who?
Yeah. Is he going to win that match or are they going to save
Mr.
his
Magoo.
100th PLE win for Survivor Series. Like,
Oh, look, you done it again. Yeah.
I call my son Magoo every time he does something goofy. I'm like, you're such a Magoo. He's like, what does that even mean? I said, it's just somebody who does something silly or goofy.
Well, you got to start showing him Mr. Magoo cartoons then. Duh.
yeah, man. Yeah, brother, acting about. I like when Braun like makes fun of the Yeats. It just makes me laugh. But
I,
he's
but
so
let's be honest,
interesting.
it is something that's easy to make fun of.
It's so interesting.
Well, at least he's saying yeet, not skeet. That's good.
Ah, skate, skate, skate.
I saw a coming home today from that sandwich shop. It was like a Ford Mustang Cobra all hooked up, and the license plate
Did he just
said,
do what his dad did? Got off the pin and did the push-ups.
"Yeah." He's been starting to do some of the
No,
stuff his
his
dad's
uncle
been
did
doing.
that. His
Oh,
uncle,
Yeah,
that's right. He did that as Big Papa Pump.
yeah.
right? Yeah, I was gonna say his dad never did that.
He's been doing stuff that
That's
add things that his dad and uncle used to do. He's been
what
starting to add that in there.
what they should he should,
Yeah, he definitely
but
should.
but that's the thing too. It's like
There's
he's
nothing
more
wrong with
reminiscent of
admit.
Scott. He's more reminiscent of Scott in so many ways. So I think that's why it's somewhat easy to forget that Rick is his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that license plate was had on the back of that Mustang was Yeet.
Oh,
The
You
yes.
can yeet that into the trash. Your
so
trash stang.
when did
No.
this become like an ODQ match too?
When LA Knight decided it's okay for them to use tables, ladders, and chairs.
Well, see, because I okay, so like in the Reliving the War rewatch, we're getting towards the end here. We're into November of 2000 now. But one of the things that they had done when they started like the New Blood Millionaires Club storyline back in like what was it, April of that year was this whole thing about relaxed rules and everything, which they then basically threw by the wayside, but then would periodically bring up again. So I'm like, is this relaxed rules? Because LA Knight's the
Definitely
ref.
relaxed rules.
Yeah, it's absolutely relaxed rules.
He's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna let him wrestle. If that means bringing a chair in the ring, yeah, what the fuck? Why not?
Doc, we don't have enough road. Where we're
I mean,
going,
listen, this
there
match
is
isn't
no
bad. This
roads.
match is what it
We
is.
don't
Like
need roads.
this match isn't great. It's not bad. They're doing what they need to.
Yep, and
It's
there he
it's
is doing the Steiner brother move.
it's a good match.
You doing the bulldog. So Joe, I think I don't know how long you might have been lurking off camera.
Oh, I didn't have my headphones in, so no, I heard
He's
nothing you guys spoke
creeping.
about.
Okay, well, Tony Storm lost the AEW Women's title to Chris Statlander,
I did see that.
and Chris Statlander did pin Tony Storm in the match because it was a four-way. And Jungle Boy came back. Well, I'm sorry, Jack Perry came back, and the Bucks started beating on him.
Did not
And
hear. I did
then
not read the results for that yet. Okay.
and then Luchasaurus came out and saved Jack Perry and threw off like the kill switch belt, so he's Luchasaurus again. And I don't know if that they started playing Tarzan or Jungle Boy or Tarzan, whatever the fuck that song is. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like the crowd was singing it, so like they're back together. And I just said that basically, does anybody really give a fuck? I don't think going back to being Jungle Boy is really going to help Jack Perry, but of course, like I was saying before, I also think it doesn't matter because I don't think anybody really likes Jack Perry that
He
much.
won't go. I don't think he'll go back to using Jungle Boy. I think he'll be Jack Perry and then, Luchasaurus, or maybe he might not use Luchasaurus, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
But
I mean, because
I think they'll be back as a tag team. I really do.
if they think we can be back as a tag team, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I don't really think a lot of either of them, but and again, I'm not trying to be a dick. I know Luchasaurus had some really serious health problems there, and obviously, I hope
Yeah,
I know
that's
that.
yeah, he was that's it wasn't just some normal injury. He was going through
Right,
some
right. It
shit.
was like very serious, they said. So yeah,
Yeah, he
and it's
he
like,
was it
and hey,
was something
with
he
what
could
we've
have
seen
died.
happen with what we've seen happen with Bray Wyatt and uh Luke Harper, I can't remember his AEW name now. In recent years, it's like yeah, and with what Kenny Omega's had to go through, it's like yeah, health is paramount, obviously. So
100%.
um, But it's like if he were to like revert back to like the complete Jungle Boy character and everything, like shave. Like I didn't see if like in the clip if he like had the beard still or not. But like if he were to do that, like you shave the beard and like go back to wearing like the kind of loincloth type tights, yeah, that would be a regression that's not good for him. So.
No, definitely not. Yeah, there
And
was some
again,
people
I don't
who,
think much of the guy, and I'm never going to for obvious reasons, but still, it's like there is to a point where you have to go, you can't go back to doing what you did X number of years ago.
yeah, I know. So that's I didn't know that that situation happened. I didn't read that part yet. I do know Beth came out at the end of the Cope Christian after Cope and Christian won. They handcuffed Cope and then they beat on Christian and then
Oh,
Beth came out, took Stokely out. I think it's some, I don't know what the sequence was, but I just saw clips of it. And then like she came over and kissed Cope, and then she's like, "I love you." And then she started beating on FTR, and then FTR put their finishing move on her after a certain point. Um, and then Pac came back. He cut his hair, so he has like
who?
short Pac, the bastard Pac.
Oh, oh.
Yeah,
Again,
Tupac didn't come back to life. Yeah,
no, I forgot that Pac was his AEW name
Yeah.
for some
So
reason. I
he
don't know why.
Yeah, so he came back. I saw the video of that, and he helped Moxley beat Darby. But he cut all
there's
of
a
his
reason
long
he can
hair
fly
off,
so
and he
high.
has
He's got
like the hair
aerodynamics
hanging
on
in.
his side.
He has the hair hanging in front of his face, in the front now and whatnot.
See, anybody wants to say to me again that, oh, Moxley's group is so great and so original, everything, and it's like I've seen so many people correct those people by saying, dude, he's just become like any other heel stable leader where you get saved by his stablemates constantly and everything. It's like boom, there's another example. He can't beat Darby without Pac's help. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was a coffin match, I guess. What was the other thing too? Um,
And see, there's another problem. So we were talking about like characters with AEW, and I was and saying that there's not a character in AEW that makes me want to turn it on and watch it on a consistent basis. Um, with their characters, they're pretty vanilla. Like they have a lot of different people, they have a lot of different types of characters, but they're vanilla in the fact that they don't really do anything that's special that makes the people want to turn in. At least not the casual fan want to tune in.
Yeah. And then Tony Khan would probably be like, well, that's okay because I book for the sickos. It's like, yeah, and that's why you don't have as much of a fan base and you don't get recognition.
Oh, we missed. Fantastic.
um,
Did they say the biggest moonsault ever? Because I know they didn't
oh,
say the best moonsault.
Mark Briscoe did beat MJF today as well, which I found quite a. I don't know if I was surprised or not surprised, and I'm not sure, but I wasn't expecting that.
I
But
would say I'm surprised because Mark Briscoe usually never wins.
yeah, but he won today.
Well,
Mercedes kept her belt, which I knew she was fighting Rio. Like I know they
yeah,
were just putting somebody with her in
I'm all for
AEW.
Mercedes losing that fucking belt finally, not to Rio.
Yeah. I mean, just they just brought it back because Rio was one of the original champions and
That's,
whatnot, and it's just kind of like they did something give her a different opponent to fight. Which
Yeah,
from the clips, the videos I've seen, it looked like it was a good match. So kudos to that. But it's like she's not losing the belt to Rio. She's
right.
definitely not
I
losing to
also
Rio.
think half the reason that they brought Rio in is because isn't there a high percentage of their women's roster that's hurt right now?
I mean, there's a couple that are hurt, and there's a couple that, I don't think, you know, re-signed as well. Um, so there could be two
Yeah,
reasons why.
yeah. Did I not just see that somebody left recently? I can't remember who it was though.
Yeah, it was that Kira Hogan. I think
That
she
was it.
yeah. And I'm not sure what they're doing
And
with some of the, I mean, Athena's hurt, I think, too. So I'm like, I'm not sure what they're
yeah, I
doing with
think
the
Athena's her, but
I'm
yeah,
not
but
sure
yeah,
what
like
they're doing with the ROH roster of females
the
either.
the Hogan girl. Yeah, I remember seeing her name and going, "Oh, I didn't even know she was still there," because I don't remember the last time I'd read her name.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time she was on TV.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Britt Baker is still on milk cartons.
Yeah. I
Britt
think I,
Baker's still a milk carton.
I think you
Nice.
can pretty much tell if you watch AEW like which
Whoa,
females
whoa!
they're going to push. Oh, the chair shot.
I think he just got busted open hard way.
Oh yeah, he's definitely busted.
Hmm.
I don't
Oh
think they
come.
wanted blood on their first ESPN show.
Okay. How did Indiana score this touchdown?
I
Illinois
must
was
have missed
just
how
punting.
Jimmy Uso got busted open.
Well, no, isn't that Jay that's busted?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's Jay.
Jay, yeah.
It seriously just happened. But yeah, I feel like when they go to the next ad, I might try to rewind it if I can.
So Indiana blocked a punt and returned it 11 yards for a touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Well, can't be giving up touchdowns like that if you want to win.
God damn it.
That's got to be into this
Because
match.
I don't remember him.
No,
He
like
was
I'm
giving the
serious. Yeah,
chair
I'm
shots.
going to rewind it here real quick.
Jay was giving the chair shots.
Yeah, Jay. Well, like yeah, okay. He's not bleeding. Braun's coming at him with the chair because I rewound it, and Jay super kicks him. Then Jay goes to hit Braun with the chair, but Braun ducks, and Jay stops before he hits LA Knight, and LA Knight's looking at him like, "Did you mean it?" And then Jay shoves the chair into Braun's gut, hits him on the back. Oh,
He
no,
definitely
no,
busted because
no. No. He. Okay, so he got busted somewhere before that then, because the blood comes out during this process. So yeah, I don't know when he got.
yeah, Braun's got blood all over him. I kind of missed it.
I don't know when this happened. Yeah, this is freaking weird.
Unless he caught like a random elbow or something that busted him open.
Or it might have happened when he dove to the outside and
Oh, the chair bounced off his back and hit him in the face.
when he hit Braun on the back?
No, when
Yes.
Braun speared him.
No.
No, the chair did not bounce back and hit him in
Oh,
the face when he hit him on the back.
It had to have because they showed the replay and when he did it, you saw blood at the top of his head.
oh, I missed that. I was watching and I still missed it.
I still can't see where this happened. Jesus, this is freaking weird. I mean, well, okay, maybe it did. And if it did, it happened just so goddamn fast.
Because
Man,
like when they showed the replay and they showed him hitting him in the back, like the chair went up and then all of a sudden you see like red on his
yeah.
forehead.
Yeah, it happened like instantly. That's why I'm saying it happened hard way.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have time to bleed. Okay, are we seeing an ad for the Smashing Machine right now?
Yes.
Correct.
Isn't it ironic that Rock is so jacked in this movie? And I don't know if you've seen the recent pictures of him where he looks like an emaciated Al Roker.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I
Supposedly
didn't
it's for a role, but
yes, he's
But it's
playing a
part of
role
this role.
for
no.
a no, it's for a new role.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
thought it was for this role too, for the
that's what
like
I
the
thought I
drug
read.
part, but I read that too, but it was wrong.
No, yeah, because yeah, Smashing Machine comes out in like 2 weeks. So yeah,
he's
that one's
playing
done.
he's playing a role for some like 70-year-old guy or some jazz like that.
Jesus. Well, I mean, he looked like he could have been 70 years old in those pictures I saw. Okay, are we now seeing an ad for Xfinity with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson and
Yes.
now a
Yeah.
Wingstop
No,
ad?
you're good. You're good.
No, okay, I'm just making sure that this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
So not only do they move it from the $10 a month service to a more expensive service, no matter how you look at it, they are now forcing us to
Oh,
watch actual ads in between too.
so that's what I wanted
Yes.
to bring up. So my original bundle is the 26.99 bundle. Mine
Hey,
is the
Illinois just scored.
59-yard touchdown pass to Dixon. You go, boys. There we go. That makes up for that touchdown, that block
Yeah,
punt.
figured
So
you would want to know that. Sorry.
yes. So here's my bundle I've had is the 26.99 select premium bundle.
That's what I have.
But here's when I was looking at the bundles today and I went into my ESPN app, when it started playing at 4 o'clock, the pre-show, I tapped on it. It says you don't have access, upgrade. So I'm like, all right.
Can't
So
even watch the pre-show without.
well, I wanted to see if it worked. That's why I did that. So I wanted to
Right, but that's
see,
my whole point. To not even be able to watch the fucking pre-show unless you have the unlimited
yeah.
version.
So I did that. It didn't work. So I kind of figured it wouldn't. But here's what I don't like. when you upgrade, there's two upgrade versions. There's two premium versions.
I saw that. Yeah.
The problem is the version I have no commercials for Disney and I have
Mhm.
no commercials for Hulu, but I do have some commercials for the ESPN. If you upgrade
Which is
to
fine.
the,
Watching something live,
yeah,
that's expected.
but when you're you upgrade to the low tier of the premium, you get ads for Disney, Hulu, and ESPN.
Yeah.
So you get ads for all that. And if you go to the high premium one, it says ads for specific content in relevant areas or whatever the wording is.
Yes.
So I could get it, I might not get it. It all depends what it's going to be. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing, and because so for my apartment, we have a media package, right? So we have a media package that we pay. It's internet and TV, like the basic stuff. But, I have Spectrum because the apartment complex has a business contract with Spectrum to, for
Yes.
all that stuff, right? So you know, I get ESPN plus the ESPN premium through Spectrum. So I just connected my old ESPN account with and I activated it through the Spectrum stuff so I can, watch the WWE content now moving forward.
There you go.
So yeah. So I can't get it on my normal bundle, but I get it through my TV bundle, so I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at it the same thing with the bundle prices, like right before I account. Um, and it was like, yeah, because yeah, I have no ads with Disney Plus and Hulu, and I wanted to stay that way because I watch a lot of stuff on both of those, so I don't want the fucking ads.
Yep,
And again,
neither
yeah,
do I.
whenever I watch anything on what was called ESPN Plus, and now I guess it's just ESPN Select, it's like anything that I watch in that generally was like a Rangers game. And hey, hockey season's in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Um, so seeing commercials in real hockey games, it's fine. That's what you kind of expect, because again, it's a live sporting event. There's no big deal with that.
But I don't want to be seeing commercials when I'm like replaying, watching something on 30 and 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, exactly.
Or a
So
documentary. I don't want to be seeing fucking commercials for a sports documentary.
yeah, so that's why I'm still a little salty about this. But again, that's why the screen name today is this, because I'm still considering maybe just doing this, and then of course using Netflix International. So we'll see.
Oh, so speaking of Netflix, you know how there's a whole, Paramount is and somebody else is trying to like come in and buy WB or whatever. Um,
Supposedly the Paramount Skydance mega conglomerate wants to get even more mega conglomerate with buying Warner Brothers Discovery. But yeah, I saw something about Netflix wanting to possibly buy Warner Brothers Discovery too. I'm just
yep.
like, if one of them had to do it, I think I'd prefer it to be Netflix,
Yeah,
honestly. But
Netflix wants to jump in on there.
yeah, but it would suck either way, because again, media conglomerates consolidating even further is bad for everybody. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It is bad for everybody who is not a stockholder of one of those companies.
Right. Right.
But unfortunately, those stockholders of those companies are the ones who actually run this stupid fucking country of ours. So, oh, that was a total blown coverage by Indiana. They just showed the replay on the Notre Dame game. He just got behind everybody, and guy hit him, in stride, boom, easy touchdown. So this is interesting that Tiffany is there, because last night on SmackDown they set up a triple threat match for next week's SmackDown between Tiffany, Jade, and Nia, which I think they're now advertising.
Yeah.
I
They were
had read
supposed
something either Thursday or Wednesday that said this match could have been on the show tonight, but they were concerned about Tiffany not being cleared yet. So I guess she's just decided to hold off.
I mean, it's fine. Don't push it. You know what I mean? It would have been great if the match was on the actual Wrestlepalooza,
Yeah,
but
just to have
it's
had
fine.
6 matches instead of five. So
But it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm more
So
worried
the
about
interest.
her not getting rehurt.
So it's funny. You see all kinds of different things on Facebook and all the different social medias. somebody put a post up, and I don't know how accurate it was because I've never seen her without makeup, but it was like Tiffany Stratton without makeup, Tiffany Stratton, with
I saw
makeup.
that too.
I'm like,
I
that's
was
like a
not.
completely different freaking person.
I was not convinced it was Tiffany Stratton. Yes,
Yeah, I was.
because you can't just blindly trust shit like that on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
I follow her, so I know what she looks like with no makeup.
Okay, well, go look for one of those Tiffany Stratton with makeup, Tiffany Stratton without makeup posts, and you tell us if it's the same person then, since you follow her.
Yeah, Mr.
I'll
Creepy.
look then. I'll look then. All
You're
right.
not you're not as super thin and have the abs that Kaiser, El Grande has.
I
Oh,
Yeah.
am.
I will say this for them on Monday too. When El Grande wrestled Penta, and then the other two El Grandes, who I guess are Tyler Dunn and Pete, or I just got that wrong. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne came out.
Yeah.
Did you catch the end when they did the
The
really?
Spider-Man thing. Yeah, I saw. I saw the replay of that.
I actually prefer, to be honest, I would have preferred if they had done the Doink WrestleMania 9 routine, even though it would have made no sense since they're different heights and everything.
Yeah.
And it also
It,
doesn't work with three people instead of two, but it's even so, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna get that silly, I want Vancouver to win this match, but
I do too, but I have a feeling Io will win.
I still have that
I
weird
am.
feeling EO's gonna
Well,
win.
okay.
But I told AJ the other day, EO's been really feuding with Asuka lately, and I think
They're setting up to do Io and Rhea against the Kabuki Warriors. So that's why I think Stephanie could win this.
I'm
yeah.
so. I'm not a big fan of this gimmick. This she devil, whatever the hell kind of gimmick is supposed to be. I'm not a
Ooh,
big. Not a
Okay,
big fan of it.
tickles my fancy, I'll tell you that much.
I don't care what the gimmick is because
Wink, wink.
yeah.
I just. I'm not a big fan of those type of gimmicks. I don't know why. Same thing with like the god gimmicks, like when Bo Dallas used to do the his whatever gimmick that was. Like
With the bow leave.
yeah, with the Bo Leave. Wasn't a big fan. I'm not a big fan of those like religious type gimmicks.
There was nothing religious about the Bo leave though.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think there
it
was.
was just a pun on the word believe, but you can have belief. It doesn't have to be in a higher power. I mean, so, and the other thing too is like I think that was like half tongue in cheek all the time anyway. So now that's an interesting stat.
What?
This is the third time Io and Stephanie have met one on one. Both prior matches ended in no contest.
Oh, great. And Indiana just ran down the field and scored another touchdown. What the fuck, Ripple?
It's a battle of the I states.
We just need to. We're playing at Indiana, but we need to win this fucking game.
Well, the other thing too, Jeremy, is like this is the first time in a long time that a game between Indiana and Illinois in football has had kind of as high stakes as they have because I don't think either of them been ranked this high for some time.
Illinois is ranked ninth, and Indiana is ranked 19th.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Aaron Judge hit his 49th home run earlier this evening.
I can't believe how many home runs Schwarber has. I didn't think he had that many, but he's what bombed 50 plus now.
Yeah,
Well, Judge,
And Raleigh's on his four homers away from 60.
yeah, he's not the MVP. It's still Judge. Fight me.
Yeah, good
I'm
luck
not
with
gonna
that
fight
one.
you on that. I'm just like I said. I'm just surprised because I feel like
Good
Schwarber
luck
hit
with
like
that.
mid 30s last year, and now he's bombed 50 of them.
Well, Schwarber's always had that power. I mean, it's funny.
Yes,
There was a rumor a few years ago that the Yankees wanted to acquire him. I think that's when he was still with the Cubs, actually, too. And at the
That's when they
time, I was
traded
like, well,
everybody away.
and at
Yeah.
the time, I was like, well, where the hell would he play? Schwarber's got the same general problem that Raleigh does, in that he doesn't hit for a high average, but he gets on base decently. And obviously,
Who hits for a high average these days? I
well,
think there's
Judge
only
is this year, just as an example. But yeah,
there's
yeah,
what I don't even is there even 10 guys who have a 300 batting average like legit?
I will find out.
Because I think the last time I looked at batting averages, there was maybe a handful of dudes with 300 plus batting average.
I mean, Schwarber hit 46 and 47 home runs in his first 2 years with the Phillies, which were career highs, and then he fell back to 38 last year. Now he's at 53 coming into today, which again, obviously new career high. But if Judge hits
Everybody's so hell bent on WAR and whatever the
We're
other
an
one
hour and a
is.
half in, and we're on match three,
There's
and I
two
feel
more
like
left.
that. I feel like the matches have been shorter than the entrances. This might be the first match that has got a longer match than entrances.
We'll have to pull. Pat will have to pull Wikipedia and see what the match lengths are.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah, he says.
no.
That's your job, bro.
Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and Babe Ruth all had 450 home run seasons. If Judge hits one more, that will be his fourth 50 home run season. That's all I was trying to say.
Oh yeah, I knew he was close to doing that. I do
Yep. So
remember
he
that.
so he needs to hit one more home run over their last 8 games. Well, he can still hit one tonight too, because he loves hitting in Camden Yards. So, um, all right. Look up what you asked. Oh, the match has started. So, all right. American League batting leaders, batting average. Coming into today, Judge 327, Jacob Wilson of the A's 317, Bo Bichette 311, George Springer 304, Jeremy Pena 303, and Yandy Diaz of the Rays 300. So that was it. Just six guys in the American League. In the National League,
I thought you said Boba Fett for a second. I was
I
like, nope,
know.
that's not what I heard.
Boba Fett.
what was that?
Oh, that's funny.
There are only two guys in the National League hitting 300 or above. Trey Turner's at 305 and Nico Horner 300.
Wow, Trader Turner from the Phillies is hitting 305.
Yeah, he's leading the league.
Holy
That's
Jesus!
And the funny part is he's not gonna play another game for the until postseason.
lowest
So he's probably gonna win the batting title because he's injured.
batting.
Yeah, so what, six guys from the American League and two from the National? That's eight guys in the major league. That's 10
Right,
years
and
ago. I
that's
guarantee you it was totally different.
So here's the interesting thing about that. So you said Turner's, yeah, he's hurt, right?
Yeah, he's hurt.
Okay. So Judge isn't going to collapse that much either. Because I was like, all right, so what's like the lowest batting average to ever win a batting title? And it's still Carl Yastrzemski's mark of just 301 in 1968. And of course, 1968 is always referred to as the year of the pitcher, where I think like the league batting average was like 220. And it
Oof,
was because
God.
offense had gotten so putrid that that's when they lowered the pitcher's mound the following year, and offense went up again. Um, so yeah, it's like, so if Turner never plays again, he obviously can't go lower than 305. So
Yeah, I think they're keeping him out until the playoffs. So he's gonna win the batting title.
well,
So
I
he's
mean, the Phillies have clinched the division, so
yeah,
it's
there's no
like
need for him to play.
if
Absolutely.
they catch the Brewers for home field advantage, great. But it's like, yeah, at this point, it's like if you already clinched the division, and I don't think they have too much chance of falling behind the Dodgers at this point. Yeah, I can understand holding him out to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
and it was just funny because they were playing the Dodgers when they
They
were
were
playing
beating the
for
Dodgers too.
right. They were playing the Dodgers. They were in the Dodger series is when they were like ready to clinch the NL East, 10 title,
Yep.
so to say.
Yep.
Um, and it
The
was
Phillies
funny.
are 2 games behind the Brewers for home field advantage, but they're 5 games ahead of the Dodgers for the bye. So yeah.
Yeah, and it was just funny because I came across a bunch of Dodgers fans like showing the reactions to the play, or like this one guy was like, LA has got better cheesesteaks than Philly, and the Dodgers are better than the Phillies. I'm like, one, you're smoking crack, and two, you could make that claim if the Dodgers were beating the Phillies, but they're not beating the Phillies. And he did it 2 days in a row. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It's like the Phillies have a better record. Their run differentials are pretty similar. The Dodgers have scored more runs than the Phillies, but then obviously the Phillies have allowed fewer runs. So
Yeah, which is usually
it's
not the case. Like
yeah,
usually the
it's
Phillies
not
are
like so
struggling.
it's not like that they're very far apart or anything. But again, it's like when you're playing head to head and you're losing to them at home, as Black President Bush said in that Chappelle Show sketch. Oh, I guess you're gonna have to shut fuck up.
But yes, it's just it's funny. Fans are fans, but
Yeah, I mean
um,
that's just typical fan shit.
Yeah, dumb fans on the internet.
So I wanted to see if I could find one thing that I posted a comment on Facebook. I think it was yesterday. If not, it was the day before. But I don't remember which Facebook group it comes up under. Um, but I'll just give you the gist of it real quick. All right.
So far, the women's match has been good. Nothing spectacular, but it has been a solid match so far.
Is this one guy who
Oh,
anytime I
Riley
see
hit a home run today.
who is this one guy who anytime I see him make a post, it's really like the dumbest post I've ever seen. The post he made yesterday, and he gives himself a stupid name, and he always writes with these dumb sign offs and everything. Um, but yesterday he wrote a post that said, "Hangman Adam Page and what he's doing right now is better, more impressive, something along those lines, than what Stone Cold Steve Austin did in the Attitude Era."
Oh my God! Please don't compare those two. And that's not even being a like super fan of Stone Cold, but what Stone Cold did changed the way that people felt towards heels. Like he changed. I don't want to say he changed, but his character and the way that he was, the gimmick that he had, the way that fans embraced him as a heel, you had never seen that before. So please don't compare what Hangman Page is doing to a phenomenon within the wrestling world, so to say.
So
Like,
real quick,
I thought you
I'm on
guys were both
this.
paused. I'm like, am I talking to myself because like
No,
neither of
you're
them are
good. I'm
shaking,
listening.
doing anything?
No,
I'm
sorry,
listening to you.
I'm looking to see if I can find the thing. So yeah.
So I'm hell bent on this batting average thing. So we have 8 guys in 2025 that have over
Yes.
300. In 2015, wait, hold on. I just messed up. So put it this way, I'm on 2005. I'm going back 10 years. 2005.
20 years. 20 years, dude.
Well, I was doing 10-year intervals, but
Oh,
now I'm on 20 years.
okay.
So I'm at two. I gotta go back to
Clarifying
2015.
for our fans that are not watching right now.
So 2005,
Don't worry,
there
we're
was
just as confused as you are.
yeah, 2005, there was 33 people who hit 300 or more, over 300.
Well, yeah. And
And
I'm not
then let's
surprised because batting
2000
average meant something back then.
2015, it was 20. And now we're down to 8.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's
I mean, there's a few
on base percentage became a bigger factor, and it always should have been because whether it's a
OPS, the
walk,
war stats, um, analytics, I think took over. Like no one cares about their batting average anymore.
right?
Like
I
not a
looked
lot of
at
people do.
yeah, and I tell my son
It's
this: it doesn't matter
slugging.
if you get a hit or if you walk. If you're on base, you're on base. You're contributing to the possibility of a run scoring.
Well, right. That's on base percentage is more important than batting average. A guy
Right.
who hits 250 but has an on base percentage of 375 because he gets walks is going to help you score more runs than a guy who hits 300 but has an on base percentage of 330 because he doesn't walk as much.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the main thing. It's there's a few reasons why this has happened. One is because guys are swinging for the fences.
Yes.
Two, two is because pitching has become so much more specialized. Everybody comes out of the bullpen throwing in the upper 90s, and you face like
Yep.
a different guy almost every at bat you have because they very rarely let starting pitchers face the lineup, 3 times, let alone four. So just with like more like pitchers coming at you and everything,
And
it's
that's an
just
analytics thing
it's
where
just inherently harder to hit everybody. Eventually, the pendulum will swing back. It's just I don't know what it's going to take for it to get to that, but you
well,
know,
and that whole batters thing, that's an analytics thing where they analyzed the stats and said, oh, when a pitcher sees uh, a team's lineup for the third time, they start getting more hits. I don't think that's necessarily the batters picking it up. I think it's tired. I think it's
it's yeah,
fatigue, pitcher fatigue.
it is pitcher fatigue, and that's why they don't let them do it, and that's why they have 8 guys in the bullpen and everything
Because they
like
don't
that.
stretch out pitchers like they used to pitch 7, 8 innings. It's very rare that you see that these days.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, and
it
guys are
just
so good
doesn't
at
happen.
taking taking pitches and fouling pitches off. I mean, there's sometimes you see a guy throw what 15, 20 pitches to one guy,
It was so
because of
the
the foul tips and all this other stuff that happens sometimes in some of these at bats.
so the series we're playing, the Cubs are playing Cincinnati right now. I think it was I don't know if it was I think it was the first game against Cincinnati. I think we lost like 1-0 or something like that. 2-1, I forget what it was. But the pitcher actually for Cincinnati pitched a complete game, but it took him 107 pitches. Like how many guys have pitched in the, had their pitch count go over
Most guys
100
don't
this
get it.
year?
Yeah, most guys don't get up to 100 pitches in a game. That's rare, I would say.
Speaking of it, I have the stats up. What is this? Complete games.
Like the pitch count thing has gotten so serious. Like the thought process on it, they've applied it to little league rules now.
There was three guys who have two complete games.
I mean, there are certain things that you shouldn't be letting kids do, and overthrow pitches is definitely one of them.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not
They
so
need they need that
it
pitch
may not
count for the
necessarily be
kids.
it may not necessarily be about pitch count, um, but it's more about how much you let a kid throw just overall. And I've seen that there's like various places now which like if they do like fall leagues in addition to like spring and summer leagues, like they won't let kids throw more than like for a certain period of time or whatever. And that's fine because there's plenty of studies that are out there now. I can't cite them off the top of my head, but I know they're there because I've seen them before that show like, when kids throw this much, they're much more prone to injury and everything like that. Like there was a kid who I played little league with, and he was a really good pitcher and everything. And unfortunately, because of his stupid cutoff dates for birthdays and shit, I only played with him like when he was like at his youngest. And unfortunately, I missed out on winning championships in our little leagues because of that, because he was really good. And I remember like, unfortunately he like his family like moved to a different school district while we were still like in middle school or high school. I don't remember which now. And I remember like I heard my dad talking about his father, who was like my little league coach a lot too. And I was like, his name was Bobby. He's like, how's Bobby doing with his pitching and everything? And my dad's face just kind of sunk. And I went like, what? And I went, he blew out his shoulder
Yeah, it sucks.
when he was a teenager. So he was probably done right there.
Well, yeah, that's what happened to my wife's cousin. He played pretty much every sport in high school. All your major sports. He played baseball, basketball, and football. But he was really good at baseball. Like he got a scholarship to play baseball in college. It might have been Division II baseball, so it wasn't like a big college, but still, you can pay to play sports in college. That's
Hey,
pretty cool.
Division 2 is Division 2,
Yeah.
fuck.
Um, but yeah, he was playing with an injured shoulder, and he knew he shouldn't have been. And then
Uh,
eventually he threw the the one ball that did him in, and it blew out his shoulder, and ended up having to get his whole shoulder redone.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like guys who have to have Tommy John surgery, that's bad enough. But a lot of guys who have Tommy John surgery are able to come back. Guys who have shoulder surgery, like rotator cuff surgery, stuff like that, their chances of coming back from that are less than the guys who have to go through Tommy John surgery.
I've
yeah.
heard of kids in high school now because of the way that how the how do I want to say this? Not the pressure that they put on their arms, but the way that they are with all the different pitches, and they're starting so young with learning these
The
pitches and
torque on
stuff
their
like that.
elbows.
It is there's I've heard of kids getting Tommy John surgery in high school now,
Yeah, that's
and I'm
just
like, that's crazy.
that's tough. I mean, it's like I don't want to say that's ridiculous because again, something happens, but there are probably things that could be done to so I don't know if you know who Keith Law is. He's a baseball writer, used to be with ESPN. He's with The Athletic now. He was a scout, and he still scouts like minor league players and everything all the time. He writes constantly about they make these kids, especially in college, that they make these kids throw too many pitches, throw too often, throw too many breaking balls. And he says in like high school and everything, they there's like they have them throw too many breaking balls and shit because that puts a lot more strain on the elbow and everything. And
Yeah.
you mentioned about it being like unnatural and everything. I remember years ago, it was probably during like a Yankee radio broadcast, John Sterling and Michael Kay were talking about pitcher injuries, and I think Michael Kay said like it's such an unnatural motion and everything. In my dumbass head, even though I was a teenager, you're still a dumbass when you're a teenager, was like, there's nothing unnatural about it. You're just throwing. And then I thought about it for a second and went, but when does your arm, elbow, shoulder, and everything move like that except when you're throwing something? Literally never. So
Yep.
yes, he was completely right. It is completely unnatural. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, like my son, he's like, when am I going to know how to throw a curve? I said, not for a long time.
okay, your son's what, 8, 9?
Yeah, he's going to be 9 soon.
Yeah, tell him he's got a few years before he should even think about throwing a curveball. Jesus
I
Christ.
said, no time soon. And then I said, for now, because he likes to pitch, and he does pretty darn good at it. He's a pretty darn good pitcher for an 8-year-old.
Well, that's good.
I said, right now, the
Here it
only thing that
comes.
you should be concentrating on is
My
throwing
favorite move.
strikes. You need accuracy. Once you get your accuracy, then you can work on your speed of the ball. And then once you have that down, then you can work on learning some other pitches. Yes. I forget who else used to do that. We've seen that move so many times by so many different
Madison
ways.
Reed.
Yes, Madison Reed. Um, you know,
Ooh, that looked painful. Kind of like a double underhook power bomb backbreaker.
He was like, I would love to smooch with the devil. uh,
Please allow me to introduce myself. What?
so it's just it's interesting, and we saw like watching the Little League World Series, like a couple of those games. There are definitely kids that are, those kids are between 11 and 13, I think, somewhere in that age group.
Generally speaking, yeah.
And they were, some of them were throwing curves. You had kids throwing curves. You had kids throwing, off speed pitches, knuckleballs. Like they were throwing the gambit of pitches that you
Yeah.
hear major league players pitch. And I was just like, that's
Really shouldn't be happening. So
I'm just like that. I feel like that's just asking for injuries to little kids at such a young age.
it
But
definitely is. So
the one kid though, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was for the Metropolitan team, the team from Connecticut. He threw nothing but fastballs. That's all he threw. And they were talking about it. Like he pitched 3 complete games throwing just fastballs.
yeah.
I was like, that's crazy.
yeah. Like there was this one team, like the last year I played baseball where our team was really any kind of competitive. It was when I was 12 years old. When I played baseball at 13, 14-year-old, my teams absolutely sucked. We were in a playoff game against this team from Nazareth, and they had a kid who could throw curveballs. And he could throw a decent curveball for 12 years old, and everything. And I think this kid actually may have only been 11. I can't remember because this was 11 and 12-year-old league. But we lost to them in the playoffs because our starting pitcher ran out of gas. And even though we had gotten a few runs off of him, as the game went on and actually started getting darker, and I think it also was raining that day, we just he started shutting us down, and we really couldn't touch him, and it really sucked. So
Yeah,
I also couldn't come up with a ball in center field, which I won't say I have
coach said,
nightmares
now you're
about-
cut.
I don't have nightmares about it, but I still think I got a bad jump on the ball, so I tried to make a sliding catch and couldn't come up with it. Luckily, I kept the ball in front of me, but the damage was done. So yes, they had me play center field as a kid. I wasn't quite fat yet, and the main reason was most of the other kids had no idea how to
I
properly
wasn't
play.
even questioning
So-
that. That's on you.
I have to say this. This was funny. So we were talking about, back in the day, like the way that stores used to be laid out. You had your normal size, what they would consider like the normal sizes, and then every store had the what was the size that people always used to get. Not always used to get, but what was the next size for the guys that were just a little bit bigger?
A husky.
The husky size, like the husky department.
They don't use that term anymore.
No, they don't. No,
It's
they don't.
all
Husky.
big and tall, So
Yeah, now you're just big and tall. But yeah, it was just like I have to laugh because you talking about that. I feel like that was probably like the section that your mom's like, we got to go to the Husky section there, Patrick. You know?
No, I don't think I ever heard my mother say that. So
Okay, well that's nice. But we're the couple that we were with. Okay, not Stephanie, whatever her last name
back
is,
her.
She
Vakir.
won.
Yeah,
Okay.
she won. All right, it was
Think of a
good.
curve, but change it to a V.
That
Yeah,
was a good
but
match. That's probably
yeah,
the
no,
best
it
match so
was.
far.
Um, he said his mom would do that to him, be like, "Okay, so and so, it's time to go to your section. We're going to the Husky section." He's like, "Oh my God,
Uh,
mom!" He's like, "I hated it every time I had to go shopping."
do you
That's
have to bring it up that
and
we're going to the Husky section? Like,
it's not like,
seriously?
and it's the thing, like back in the day, like kids don't get it. Back in the day, you didn't have a choice. If it was school shopping time, going with mom and dad to school shop, like you gotta go. There's no choice. Everybody goes, like, hop in the car. We're all going to shoot school shopping. You get new jeans. Maybe if you're lucky, you get the sweet Jordache jeans. You know, but
I did Jordan's jeans. Oh shit.
you ain't getting
So
those
Yo,
Levi's.
kids.
Those Levi's are highfalutin people jeans. You know, you're not getting the Levi's. Maybe you get Lee's.
the
Hey,
night
they were made by Levi's. They were just a different brand, off brand or whatever.
the night before my first day of eighth grade, we went school shopping. My parents took me and my younger sister. I don't know if my older sister was there. She would have been a senior in high school, so I can't really remember if she was there that night or not.
She's like, I'm not going school shopping with you guys anyways.
No, she might have been working. So because
Spending
again,
her own money on
she
school
she would
clothes.
have been 18 at the time or close to 18. But I don't remember where we went. Shit, it might have been Clover in Palmer Park Mall. I think the Clover was still
Oh,
there.
Clover. Oh God, now
Yeah,
you're getting old school. That's real old
yeah.
school.
Oh,
Clover.
let's go, Clover. I got one for you. How about James Way,
Well,
bitch?
Oh
oh,
yeah,
James
James
Way.
Way.
Yeah. We went. I remember I wasn't feeling particularly good, and I was just like, my parents were like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I don't know. And we're like, "All right, well, we got to go get a few things," and there was like something I wanted to get that they promised me I could get. So, obviously I wanted to go. We get home, and for some reason, we were going into the house through our front door, which we usually never did in my house because we would always pull the car into the garage going through the side
Ran through the
door.
garage door. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Ooh, sorry.
I don't remember if we went out to eat also, but whatever. We got home. I'm walking up. We had like the little stoop up. You remember my house looked like.
Nope, never been to your house actually.
You never
I
had my
do.
house?
Nope, you never had me over. You suck.
Huh. Okay. Anyway.
Just so
But
everybody
anyway,
knows, Pat is a terrible friend. He never had me over
obviously
at his
I am if I never
house.
invited him over. But again, it wasn't my house.
Yeah.
Anyway, come walking. We were walking and we're walking up to the stoop. All of a sudden, all on the front stoop. I think some almost got on my younger sister. She's like, ah, yeah.
Oh, you made her squirm. Great. That's
You threw
Well,
up on him?
it didn't look pleasant because I think my dad is even like, oh my God, who's gonna hose this off now? Because it was night. And both my parents worked, so I think my dad probably actually went and hosed it off right away in the dark. So, well, I mean, we had lights, but so yeah, I missed first day of eighth grade. 'Cause I threw up the night before, and I think I still threw up the next day too. And I had to call my one friend because this is before cell phones, kids. No texting. I had to call
ATK.
I had to call
TK missed on this
like,
one.
hey man, I just threw up. I'm not gonna be in school tomorrow. Please tell them. He's like, seriously, man? I'm like, yeah.
I done puked all over the place.
Yeah, it's
So it was
it's
kind of chunky. Yeah.
yeah, it's
All right.
it's
Now I'm getting
So,
pissed.
so yeah, I was gonna say, Joe, Indiana just scored a touchdown, and they were aided by a targeting call on the drive.
Yeah, I had to score the game cast up. This isn't looking good.
It's not great to be down two touchdowns on the road and have lost one of your players. Yeah.
No, no, it's not. It is what it is. We'll see what happens.
so yes, school shopping was always an adventure with the parents. We did a majority of our school shopping at Clover or Kmart. Those were our school shopping
You know,
places because they always had the best prices on school for
Well, that's just the thing. People
clothes.
can like
Because
sneer at.
I'm just putting this out there, everybody. We were, as I got to be a teenager, we were middle class. When we were kids, we were definitely on the lower side of the middle class, more towards the poor.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
weren't getting
like
free or reduced lunch, but we were close. I feel
here,
like we were close.
here's the thing too. For a lot of the stuff that you like really needed for school and everything, we're not. I'm not talking about like clothes here because clothes are clothes, whatever. Going to places like Clover and Kmart, there was nothing wrong with the stuff they sold. It's like it's not really any different than going to Walmart and Target today. So
No,
No,
it
I
was
mean
just
back then the only thing was like, if you were it was one of those things when you're like middle school or high school was like going to like Macy's or J.C. Penney's or you know, I don't
yeah,
know, maybe Sears or something, or you had to go to the merry-go-round to get your clothes.
yeah. So it was
I was never into like designer clothes and shit. I mean, shit, and it was hard enough to convince my parents they buy sneakers for me because that was like the thing that got you picked on when you were a boy in school during my years. Like, if you didn't have
Yeah,
the
it was
cool sneakers,
yes.
sneakers. That was the
and I
biggest
never
thing.
had the cool sneakers.
Nope. I always had Kmart brand sneakers as far as I can remember. I always had some kind of
Yeah, it was
generic sneaker.
for
Like
me.
I
It was
never
mostly
had
because it
Nikes or
was mostly
Reeboks or
because
anything like that.
for me it was mostly because my parents didn't get it, and that it was like a bit of a status symbol and everything, and they didn't understand that. Yeah, this is how much shoes cost now.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, it was three boys all around the same age. My parents didn't have the money. They purposely worked opposite shifts so they didn't have to worry about babysitters and stuff like that for us. Like, and it's now that I do for my kids like those things because I know how important it was for me. Like how I felt because hey, you got Kmart shoes, you know. I don't want my kids like if I can alleviate some of that, there's so because it happens in school. You never get rid of all of it,
No,
but
Well,
no, you
if
don't.
I can at least alleviate them from having to have somebody be like, dude, why you got those sneakers? Like those are Walmart sneakers. If
well,
I can alleviate at least alleviate that, I'm going to. So my kids, Lucas started earlier than Abby, but that it is what it is. Like I, for the first time ever, I bought my daughter Uggs. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I must be losing my mind.
Yeah, you are.
I bought her a pair because I hate those shoes. They look like grandpa's slippers, and kids love them. I'm like, why the hell do you want to wear a pair of shoes that look like pop slippers? Like,
yeah, yeah,
why? She's like, I don't know. I just really like them. They're so nice because it looks like a moccasin between a moccasin and a grandpa's slipper put together.
yeah.
I'm like, this is the ugliest thing ever, and they're charging $120 for it. I like, are you
See,
kidding me?
see, I totally get what you're saying, of course, but to make a joke about it, yeah, if somebody was getting on your kid's case for wearing Kmart sneakers today, there would be a good joke for that because Kmart's been gone now for how long? So if you were wearing Kmart sneakers, it'd be like, how fucking old are those things? Like,
Well,
Where did
yeah,
you
and
find
think
them
about
bad
it.
boys?
Nobody wanted to be caught dead in
What
Converse,
antique
right?
shop did you buy those? Antique clothing boutique did you find those shoes?
yeah, see, yeah, you said Converse, right?
Yeah, nobody wanted to be caught dead in those. Those were the Bobos. People used to call them Bobos, like, oh, you got the dollar ten Bobos. Nobody wanted to have those, but now they're like the coolest thing ever. Like, I'm like, what? Like,
So
and
did
they're
either
$65 a pair.
so
I'm
did
like,
either
what the fuck is going on?
did either of you guys see the movie Air?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the if you remember in that movie, there's a conversation where they're talking about how like Jordan's committed to Adidas, he's an Adidas guy, and like somebody else mentioned like Converse as being like one of the top things, and I had to stifle a chuckle, and my dad kind of glanced at me, and I just kind of leaned over and I said, I'm laughing because this is in the early 80s, and by the time I was a kid in the sneakers age, Converse were way out of fashion.
Yes, they were.
No, yeah, it's like you had to have Nike or Reebok in when I went like in my grade school and high school years. It's like if you didn't have like
And
Nike or
then
Reebok, it's like then you were wearing something that was like, yeah, even Adidas by that point, it was like, why are you wearing Adidas?
the other one too was when and one came around in the 90s and their sneakers.
Yes.
That was the other hot one, and one shoes.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
see, yeah, I know Reebok isn't really a big player right now and everything. But
Their old school shoes are the classic Reeboks are still
right, but it's like
a big one.
remember when the pumps came out, that was the thing.
Oh yeah,
I
everybody
love,
wanted
man.
pumps.
Let me
Yeah,
Everybody
tell
wanted them
you,
damn
my
things.
pumps I bought
yeah,
were one of my
it
favorite
was
sneakers of
basic
all
it was
time to play ball
basically
in. Oh, I love my pumps.
yeah,
Thank you, Shaq.
it was
The
basically
Shaq Attack pumps.
it was basically are you
Well, they
getting
weren't
your
those versions, but they were there. Oh,
yeah, it was
I
basically
love
are
my
you getting
pumps.
Air Jordans or are you getting pumps? And
Yeah.
if you don't have one of the two, you're not wearing something that's cool.
Yeah, I love my pumps. I mean, I wore those fuckers out. Holy shit.
I had one pair of pumps, but it was like after like the initial craze had died down. And I liked them, but at the same time, I was like, I don't think these are doing whatever the ads always say they're supposed to do.
Oh, they definitely did for me because I didn't have to tie my sneakers as tight like to play. And I can just pump it up and get that support. Mine were all black and they had like red, yellow, and white in them, like stripes in the design. I love those fucking sneakers.
See, one of my problems too, I got made fun of for shoes is because I wore Velcro shoes for a lot longer than I should have because I had issues with learning how to really properly, consistently tie shoelaces for the longest time. For some reason, I couldn't get it, which is funny because in a
That's my
similar,
son's
I
problem
still
right
to this
now.
day cannot really properly tie a tie.
Uh,
I could teach you anytime, Pat.
Knots were never my thing.
No, but you like nuts. Maybe
Yeah,
not knots, but nuts.
bees.
Naughty nuts.
So while they're showing us the insanely long package here for the mixed tag match,
Oh, that you know what? It's really funny. Dietz and Watson has Dietz Nuggets. They- when
hey,
I heard that the other day,
you
I
gotta give it
was,
to
of
him.
course, my son's in the car, and I looked back at him. I was like, "You want some Dietz Nuggets?" Like, because
Oh
he's
my
always like,
God.
"Dad, guess what?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "D's nuts." Like he got stuck on that at one point in time.
So like anyway, but like kid
Funny
shopping, like
man, he thinks he is.
luckily for me, there was enough space between my older sister and my younger sister and me. You know, my older sister was 3 years ahead of me. I was 4 years ahead of my older sister or my younger sister. So there was still some spacing. So, but yeah, for several years they had to buy stuff for three kids. My younger sister now, of course, has four kids, and three of them are within 18. No, I'm sorry. Well, within 2 years, of each other. And then the older one is about 6 years older than her younger siblings. So it's like they have to buy stuff for four kids, and they may theoretically have to be looking at putting three kids in college. Who the hell knows? At the same time, my oldest niece will be out of college by the time the three younger ones get there. Luckily, my brother-in-law does pretty well, So, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is a struggle, I'm sure. So, okay, something else I wanted to mention because I was getting there, but then I think we got sidetracked.
When don't
So
we get
that
sidetracked?
that Tiffany Nia Jade match that they're going to do on SmackDown next week.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Sue, did anybody see SmackDown last night when
No.
Nia came out to cut a promo?
I didn't
No.
watch the promo yet.
All right, I'm gonna sound sexist
No boy.
and body shaming,
Oh boy.
For
and
for all the people that are tuning in or watching this later, I do not agree with this opinion.
and hypocritical.
Oh,
But
they're on top of a.
the shirt that Nia chose to wear last night,
Was it
uh,
slightly revealing?
don't wear that again.
What is this? They have to be in like
So
on
we will
a
say that we can say
podium.
this on Pat's defense. Pat is one that would say that he would not wear that shirt either, or any style of that shirt as a man.
No, there wouldn't be a shirt that I would wear that would be very revealing in this area. But then like the shirt didn't like
Very interesting that they have
look,
matching outfits.
Nia is a larger
I mean, they
woman.
should. That's what they need to do.
And sometimes you just don't want to see stuff on larger women, and you could kind of see her rolls at the bottom of her torso too. Like her shirt wasn't completely covering it. I was just like, that shirt's not doing you any favors.
Hey, I get it. Body positivity. I'm not against it, but I've always been a big fan of dressing for your size, and that includes men and women. Like
Yeah, I'm
I
not
may,
trying again, I'm not really trying to be body shaming. I'm just saying, like, look, it just doesn't look good.
but in the same token, if you like, you think it looks good on you, then you think it looks good on you. But don't expect everybody to agree with that, and don't think that people won't make fun of you or talk about you behind your back. Like,
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, because we're in this age of the internet and social media, and you can't detect tone from a tweet or a
yes,
Facebook post. Sometimes people are legitimately saying, "Look, I don't really think that shirt works for you. I think, you should consider wearing something else. This just doesn't look right for you, blah blah blah." And other people are going to read that though, and be like, "Oh my God, that shirt doesn't look good for you. What are you doing wearing that?" It's like they'll put their
yeah,
own.
they'll interject their own tone into what they think it is.
People will read it how
Yeah.
they want to read it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I actually like that Beck and Sethi are out here in matching spaceman outfits, but
spaceman.
Yeah, they need to do this. This
They're
makes
the
it
purple people eaters. Leave them alone.
it makes it
Minnesota
worth it.
Vikings defense of the late 60s and early 70s.
That needs to come back where they name defensive lines. Yeah, the purple people eaters. You had the steel curtain.
Well, yeah, okay, so we still have the videotape somewhere. I burned it to a DVD years ago. I have no idea where exactly that DVD is now, but the NFL films, as they always did back in the day, I don't know if they still do. Joe, I hate to tell you, but it's now 28-7. We're about to be.
Yeah, I'm chalking this up to a loss.
This is I did not expect this, to be honest. I thought this would be much more evenly matched, but Indiana's just doing whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, and it worries me because our defense has played good for the first three games, and there seemed to be not wanting to do anything. Yep, 28-0.
Well as it well as a well as
Indiana's
a
taking Illinois behind the woodshed and beating
well
that.
as a Penn State fan, this worries me because now maybe this Indiana game is going to be tougher for them than I thought. But Penn State's got to beat Oregon next week. Um, I forgot what I was talking about now.
It's not easy to play road games against ranked teams, but they need to
No,
be
it's not.
performing better.
It is definitely not. But yeah, this is not what I would expect out of a team that's coached by somebody like Bielema. So,
Yeah, that's my other issue.
Oh, I
Well,
have to tell
listen,
you, Pat. You'll go ahead, Joe.
if they lose this game, it needs to be a wake up call for them for the rest of the season.
So I have to. You'll laugh at this because Penn State is notorious for building onto their current stadium and you know putting up seats that don't always necessarily putting in extra seats that go higher and higher and higher and stuff like that.
or just
So
repainting over the seats so they get narrower and narrower.
um, but it was just a funny little thing that somebody put it. They were like they were a Penn State like ticket seller, and they're like, "Oh, you want to buy season tickets?" So yes. Okay, you're gonna have to sign this agreement. We have a new section going up. Ooh, a new section, and then they're like, they have this fake picture of like this scaffolding section, like it looks like scaffolding, not scaffolding, scaffolding, and
I know what you meant. Yeah.
and the guy's like, you have to sign this waiver. Do you possibly get nosebleeds? No. Are you if high winds, you could be blown out of your seat. Is that okay? What? Like, it was just
You being
absolutely
blown
like
out of your seat? Are you fucking kidding me?
it was just really really funny because if anybody's been to Penn State, and I haven't been there in a very long time, but they have
Nor
done where they've
20.
added seats and gone like up and up and up and stuff like that. And people talk about the sway that happens when the wind blows really hard and stuff like that
No
happens in
fucking
those.
way I would ever sit in those seats.
Yep.
Not happening.
Dude, when my parents and I went out to the 150th anniversary reenactment weekend for the Battle of Gettysburg back in 2013, where they were doing this one reenactment thing, the bleachers that they built on like the land where they did it, like everybody like stood up at one time because they were playing the national anthem, and I was like, why the fuck are they playing the national anthem? And, it's like we're not a sporting event anyway. But everybody stood up at once. The bleachers went, and I wasn't feeling it for some reason that day. I think it was too hot and way too crowded. Like it was even more crowded than I ever thought it would be. And I hadn't wanted to really be there in the first place. And I had told my dad like years before, there's no way I would ever go there for the 150th anniversary. But
And you were there.
because my younger sister backed out after she had promised to do so at some point in the past, I volunteered to go. Anyway, I just told my dad though, I said, I am not getting back on these bleachers. I said, I don't think they're safe. This is the first time in my life I'd ever been on a set of bleachers that were like swaying, just because people stood up.
Yeah,
No,
no,
no way.
it's scary. So I have to laugh because Punk's colors are the same colors as Becky Lynch and freaking Seth Rollins. Look at, they're the same colors.
He's got rainbow colors.
He's got.
Yeah,
You're right, but there is you could see the blue. There's that blue that he's got that they got in New
Oh,
Japan. He's
yeah,
got the
yeah.
purple,
I don't think
and
it's
then,
exact. It's close, but I don't think it's
but
exact.
it's very funny because of the fact that that reflective like rainbow color has that blue in it, and that's like the blue that I. That's the only thing I see. It's just funny.
You know what else is funny about this? Because they keep going back to Punk versus Seth. I was reading something in the last week, I think it was, that said supposedly they've become friends again.
They've kind of buried the hatchet from what I've read.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is 100%.
And it also just goes to show that both of them probably said, you know what? Let's make money.
So my wife,
At some
and
point, I'm
kids.
sorry, Jeremy. At some
Yep.
point in this match, Punky is going to slug Becky in some way.
No, I want him to GTS her so bad.
He's going to. I think he has to. And I don't like it, but I think it has to happen because of the way they booked
Hey,
this.
if you could put May through a fucking table, you could GTS Becky Lynch.
Well, that was a
I
different
know
time.
I know in this day and age it's not politically correct, but this is wrestling. It is not real, and both parties would agree to this spot.
Right.
It's
And
not like
it's
he's
and it's
doing
basically
it
like
in like purposely trying to harm her.
right. And it's
Yeah.
Becky's a wrestler. She's not a valet. So and again, she's been asking for it. She's been antagonizing him at every turn. So it makes sense in that in from the story sense and everything. And she just tagged out. So there's going to be a lot of stalling in this match because,
Yes.
like they just showed, AJ hasn't worked a match in 10 fucking years. So
Yeah, and
But she did wrestle on that TV show Heels, and she did work produce for a while as well. So I know she
oh,
was doing in-ring stuff there.
wow,
Seth
that was
just
quite
went
the
to.
oversell.
I was gonna say Seth just went to the HBK School of Overselling.
Yeah, I just saw it over the announce table.
He does not need to launch himself over the table like that.
Hey, I'll take that over no selling. That's for sure.
Oh yes.
There's a
The
time
amount of
and
no
place to no sell,
right.
and these guys don't know how to do that anymore, or they just don't want to.
Well, I mean, again, one of my constant criticisms of AEW is constant no selling. Like, guy takes, I think there's the one time I always mention is like when they were basically doing like the powerplex to Moxley the one time, and he gets, he takes the superplex off the top rope, but he's somehow able to get his knees up when the guy's coming off with the splash. So it's like that's just ridiculous. If you're getting
She
super,
giving him a noogie. She was giving him a noogie.
Probably.
that's good.
What the hell is going on in this match? She's
Okay,
like choking him and giving him a noogie.
So while this is going on, I found this post
Oh,
I
this
was
is
telling you
hilarious.
about. So let me read what this guy said.
Okay, found that post finally.
Hangman Page is a bigger star than Stone Cold Steve Austin. I
It's
mean,
what? That's just
demonstrably false by any metric that you could throw out there. You know,
I'm not touching
Austin
that
was
topic.
huge in the Attitude Era, sure. He had charisma, shock value, and a rebellious age. But let's be honest, he thrived in a time when wrestling was already exploding. The TV was king, the crowd was captive, and the heat came easy. Yes, not really. No, it didn't. Austin's run, though
yeah, because
iconic,
TV
was
was they WWE finally found their footing at that point in time
yeah.
because they were slipping majorly.
The only reason WWF started to beat WCW again was because of Austin versus McMahon.
Yeah.
Everything else that was going on around the time was
Was a shit show.
piggybacked off that in some way. Without Austin versus McMahon, maybe WWF retakes WCW, maybe not.
Yeah, they needed to do something to change their storytelling and whatnot, and that was the story that pretty much got them where they needed to go.
Yeah, no, you could say you could argue, well, WCW would have still sabotaged themselves, and yes, they very well could have. But again, so anyway,
Well, corporate would have
yeah,
still sabotaged WCW no matter what.
right. So anyway, Austin's run, though iconic, was short, flashy, and heavily reliant on the era itself. Hangman Page is doing what Austin could never do. He's carrying wrestling in an era where fans are skeptical, distracted, and endlessly critical online. He's turning nuanced storytelling, real character flaws, and authentic emotion into massive heat and loyalty. Every title run, every promo, every storyline feels earned because the modern wrestling audience demands it. Hangman's success isn't given, but he fights for it. The reality, all caps, Hangman Page greater than Stone Cold. Hands down. And Austin wouldn't survive 1 week in the era Hangman dominates. That's the uncomfortable truth that will make you all scream, and it should. And then he goes,
I feel like this person
This
this
is
is a
peculiar,
rage bait
and it's true.
post.
I'm back. Hold your applause. And I just commented, why is this guy always saying that he's back? He never goes away.
It's like
But
his
this is
tagline.
just one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever read.
It's
That's
like
an interesting take.
it's clickbait. I feel like he purposely did this as like wrote that post as rage bait to get people to interact with it because he knows how he's got it as if you're a real wrestling fan, and what I mean by that is you've watched all different types of promotions, you've studied the ins and outs of what a good wrestling match is, and you're not completely biased about what then there is no way you can honestly write that and be like, yeah, that's right. This is true.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced he was writing it just for the clicks and everything, which of course is bad enough. But it's like, okay, so some of the other comments here. I like AEW, but come on, man. My 87-year-old Korean mother knows Stone Cold, but has never heard of Hangman.
That's about true.
I can tell a stranger to
That's
wrestling
a,
I was named after Stone Cold Steve Austin. They'll understand. If my child's name was Adam and told someone they were named after Hangman Adam Page, they'd say, who?
oh my god, that is fucking hilarious.
Oh, this one's good. Dom Mysterio is a bigger star than Hangman.
Ouch.
Heck, Santino's Cobra is a bigger star than Hangman.
Santina is a bigger star than Hangman.
Like, I'm sorry. I wouldn't. If I'm tuning in to AEW and they're like, okay, our main event is Hangman Page against whoever, I hope the other person that he's wrestling is somebody that I like because I'm turning that wrestling match off. Like, I'm
Well,
not watching that main event.
well, so here's the
Like,
thing. I don't know if it was the main event of their
and
show
I've
tonight.
watched Hangman Page wrestle before, so it's not that like I have no interest. I've seen him. There's nothing interesting about. There's nothing special about his wrestling. There's nothing special about his character that says I've got to watch Hangman Page.
Right, exactly. I've said this about him repeatedly. And I was using the old the authority Daniel Bryan line. He's a B plus player. That's what he is. He is not a guy who is capable of carrying a company. So this guy saying that he's carrying everything, this, that, and the other thing is such bullshit. Talking about nuanced storytelling and all this and that. Dude, no, okay.
We're
And like
burning man's house
I don't
down.
know if it was the main event, but their world title match on the AEW show today was Page against Kyle Fletcher, which I'm sure was a decent match for what they do and everything. But um, so because I've got YouTube TV again, I turned Dynamite on once a night, and I'm like, let me just see how long it takes before I'm disgusted. Now, unfortunately, I never got to that point because I had to go downstairs and take care of my sister's dog. So by the time I got back upstairs, I just didn't really give a shit because I'd missed so much. But the first segment was this contract signing between Page and Fletcher. And I can't remember everything they said to you back and forth because, for one thing, Callis is jumping in all the time trying to do all the talking, and Callis is a dickhead of the highest proportion. But Page didn't come off looking strong in the least. He looked like a wimp. And you never want your world champion to look like a wimp. You never want your baby faces to look like wimps. But that's the way it came off. And if the AEW fans are wanting to try to tell me, like, oh, this is nuanced storytelling, it's like, I'm all for nuanced storytelling. You can do nuanced storytelling and not make your world champion look like a goddamn wimp. But we have to
Yeah,
remember. But we have to remember who's booking this company.
Hangman did beat Kyle Fletcher tonight too.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to lose.
Yeah, definitely not.
You know, that's the kind of match where it's like if you bet on it, that's the kind of match where you have to bet $10 to win one. You know,
Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's funny because like AEW there was like I know you're not a fan of Orange Cassidy. I enjoyed him. Like he's somebody that if I know he's on the card and I'm have an opportunity to watch, like I'd watch his match. Like I enjoy his matches. The Bucks. I know you're not a fan of those guys. I enjoy the Bucks. I do think they're getting a little repetitive, but I've found, but I think some of the things they've done more recently have been adaptations of their character, kind of like Jericho used to do. Like they changed things up a little bit and it kind of revives them a little. Um, I used when Penta and what was his
Phoenix.
Phoenix. So when they were over on AEW, I liked if they were coming on. I used to like to watch their matches over
Lucha
there.
Brothers.
Yeah, the Lucha Brothers. Um, Trying to think of who else I enjoyed watching.
curious to see if those two guys get put back together again now, since like
Yeah,
Phoenix was had been teaming with Andrade and now he's gone, which we can talk
They
about if we want to. The hilarity that is Andrade.
yeah, they needed
um,
to put those two back together shortly.
so I'm trying to think who else I enjoyed watching over there.
That wasn't a good spot
No, it was not.
because it was like he was Punk could see everything was going
Too
on. It was so
telegraphed, yeah.
obvious.
Um,
And now Becky's overselling the
there
hell
was,
out
and
of it.
there's a couple other wrestlers. Like, I really wanted to like Swerve Strickland, but for some reason I couldn't get into his character. And I don't know if it's because he had the mouthpiece of, why
Nana.
can't I think of that guy's name?
Prince Nana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prince Nana, who drove me freaking nuts.
Well, it did
And he
get
He's
to
didn't
the
because he
point
acquired
didn't
where
taste. He's an
because he
it,
didn't
acquired
need
taste.
him. Like
it
that was
did
my
kind of
thing.
get
Well,
to
he
the
didn't need Nana, Prince
well,
Nana. He
that's
didn't
just
need
it.
him.
It got to the point where Nana wasn't even doing the talking anymore. He was just coming out and doing his dance.
Yeah. So like there was definitely wrestlers that and wrestlers that I still enjoy watching over in AEW, but none of them are. I feel like none of them are the guys that they want you to be interested in.
There was only one guy who I think was really bucking the trend like that, and that was Osprey. But the problem is, I got sick of Osprey.
I like Osprey too.
I got sick of Osprey because um, the more he talked, the less interesting he became. The more he sounded like an idiot. The more he was giving real life interviews where he was trying to take shots at WWE for no reason, made him sound stupid.
Oh, and MGF. I like MGF.
And then just again, the more I saw of him in the ring, I'm like, you're doing the same thing. You're being very much like the Bucks. I said, I've always kind of rejected like Cornette's. I've always understood Cornette's criticism of the Bucks. I've always kind of rejected Cornette's criticism of Omega. I've never had the issues with Omega that Cornette always had. So I was like, I've never seen that or agreed with that. And I think Kenny, like, yeah, he does the same stuff. Everybody does the same fundamental moves. I mean, like Bret Hart always
Yes.
did those same setup moves all the time, you know?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, like you
They
always
all
he was
have
going
Never
to
their
going
do
to
like the
change in the
Russian leg
history
sweep
of
every
runs back,
wrestler has their
the
five
elbow
moves
lock, the
of
second
doom.
rope. Right. But it's how you vary it and everything. But Osprey again, it's just his style was just always the balls to the wall, 1,000 miles a second, you know,
No, they're
never
oversell.
never stopping, never pausing, doing a move, being down for a millisecond, and getting right back up and doing another move. So you don't let anything breathe. It's like me talking.
Yes. No.
Hey, I said it myself, so you can pile on all you want. So it's just I wanted to like Osprey a lot, and again, I'm not saying I dislike him, but I'm just saying I don't like him as much as they want me to. We'll see what happens when he comes back. Well, now Becky's asking for Nenzaguri, I guess. Oh, that's funny. He did the blow the kiss. And now AJ finally gets in.
And she's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, because Seth is. Well, that's always a good first move to start with.
I'm a
Luthez
couple seconds
press.
behind.
Oh, sorry. Those are not very good punches, though.
No, they're not. Those are the punches I give my son when we play wrestle.
And they maybe could have done a better job of hiding it with a better camera angle, but
But I don't expect greatness from AJ when she hasn't been a full time wrestler
in a
in 10
decade.
years.
Yeah.
If she was a full time wrestler and doing that, then we'd have some problems.
Yeah, that's why she's doing basic shit like this. So, I mean, again, she is so small too, So,
But you know what's crazy is they show somebody put a side by side picture of the last time that she was in WWE, and now she has not really changed at all. Like her
no,
No,
that's
she
physique
has.
is almost exactly the same. Her face is, she hasn't really aged much in her face.
yeah.
Like
She
it's
has a
crazy.
workouts. She has a disciplined workout.
Oh, she must have that flat of a stomach for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any kids either. I think that helped too. Like she never got that mom bod from being pregnant.
Yeah.
Now who's body shaming?
No, Pat gotcha.
If that's considered body shaming, saying that women have a mom bod when they are pregnant, then that is a problem because all pregnant
I'm
women get
kidding.
some kind of mom body.
Well, I look,
Yes, they
like
do.
I'm not saying that according to me that's body shaming, but the voice in my head that told me to say that, slap,
Hey,
slap,
I
slap,
I'll say I
slap.
will say this: when my wife was pregnant, I actually was like more excited to see her. Like I was more not that I've always been physically attracted to my wife, but it's like something about my wife being pregnant was even more attractive. I don't know why. I feel like a lot of husbands feel that way about their pregnant wives. I don't
Well,
know, Joe. You can chime in here anytime because I feel like I'm digging a grave and it's just getting deeper.
I look.
No, so
I very
I,
much want to say like the stereotypical reason
there's
why,
a lot of guys who are like that.
but considering that I know your wife and I like your wife, I'm not going to say it.
Well, it's at the same time. I mean, she's already pregnant, so you can't get her pregnant again. So it just makes that part better too.
And then when you get the snippy snip, it's right back to that.
Okay, see now that was too interesting, but way too cooperative of a spot.
And technically, that pin didn't count. Her feet were outside the ropes.
Yes, that too.
I mean, it was a well coordinated. Yes, it took a lot of moving parts to make that work.
I'm wondering how much of this like they kind of like rehearsed ahead of time. Probably a decent amount, just because of AJ's ring roast.
Rainbow flame boots for AJ.
So again, we got Papa John's, Slim Jim, Xfinity,
I mean,
the
AJ
Slim
is,
Jim.
the
she doesn't age because she is Puerto Rican too.
the
So
Riyadh shit. I'm just trying to see everybody
Yeah,
who
her last name, her real last name is something
Mendez.
Mendez.
Hispanic. I'm not.
Mendez. Well, hey, Seth's real last name is Lopez.
Yeah, this is
Oh
the
wow,
pro
we're
level
losing
skit.
35-7 now. Okay, never mind. I'm just turning that. I'm just
Just turn it off,
picking.
Joe. Just
I'm
turn
I
it
was gonna say
off.
picking.
I don't really know how much more
Don't
you
start
want to
throwing
torture.
stuff at your TV and break that stuff or your TV.
No, I only do that when the Bears play and shit the bed. Don't worry.
This was kind of a lame week of college. There was like only 3 games that matched teams that were ranked, and I think the first two were kind of blah. Texas Tech seemed like they beat Utah kind of easily, and it looked like Oklahoma beat Auburn fairly easily too. And then this one's been kind of a blowout. So
Oh, the Black Widow. She's got the Black Widow in.
again, next week we get Penn State, Oregon. So at least we know we got one very much marquee game next week. Now, how good of a
Uh-oh,
game
he's
it'll
going to give
be,
him the
who knows?
sharpshooter. Sharpshooter and a Black Widow.
Are they going to lock hands? Oh, what happened?
Oh, Becky poked him in the eye.
I was gonna say, did Becky or did Seth poke him in the eye? I guess it had to be Becky. Oh, okay.
Oh, she puts a Black Widow on him. Sweet. That's what you get.
Oh, I just noticed. I just got to that part. She put it on him.
The Beck Exploder. I hate the name of that move.
It is cringe.
The
It is
Bexploder.
Oh, come on. Not this bullshit.
Well, that's got to be the end of it.
When you shush.
And it's the end.
Do they really win?
You'll find out.
Well, Illinois kicked a field goal before halftime, so it's 35-10.
Oh, they're only losing by 25 now.
We can build on this.
Still 4 scores.
So I feel like the referee in this kind of made a mistake. She accidentally hit the canvas, and she was supposed to hold her hand up. It wasn't supposed to be a technical 3 count, even
Yeah.
though she slapped him at 3 times.
It did look very close to a 3. Oh, okay. I see where they're probably.
So now, we're gonna try and do the double GTS.
Their hubris will be their undoing.
They're humorous. Yes, you don't want to hurt your humerus.
Their hubris.
Hubris.
What is a hubris? What is this thing you call a hubris?
The belief that you can do no wrong.
Did Punk just hit the bottom rope with his head when he went out? It looked like he.
Maybe.
Yes,
looked like
his head got caught underneath.
Yeah, that's not good. He's gonna be hurting. Nothing like getting clotheslined by the rope. Remember when that dumbass freaking Enzo did that shit? Like he couldn't slide out the ring right, and he fucking hit his head on the rope and like clotheslined himself trying to slide out the ring.
Yes, I remember that dumbass Enzo. Thank you for reminding me of him.
Yeah, he's a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs these days, but
a bit.
They said, like, I saw, what was I watching? I don't even remember what I was watching. They said he was one of the most dangerous people to get in the ring because he literally had no idea how to wrestle. He lied about everything that he ever accomplished prior to getting to WWE. Like he
please
never had
GTS
any.
This bitch.
Like he never had
I'm
any
sorry.
formal training in wrestling.
Well, here we are now.
Which is
Problem
crazy.
is, I don't really see the crowd being all like, "Yeah, do it, do it."
Like I don't know how you get into WWE and have no formal training.
I mean, like you said, lying, quite possibly. That's what led to the mass transit incident in ECW.
Oh, he was gonna put the sharpshooter on her.
This match is going a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, are the rules? I can't remember how strict the rules are anymore. Because
I'm
can
sorry.
one of
If
the
Punk
can one of the
can't get out of
women
this, I'm gonna be mad.
can one of the women get the decision on one of the men or vice versa? Because like they had to keep tacking out, you know. Come on, Punk. If there's ever a time to break out the Anaconda Vice again.
All right, AJ Lee is coming and just kick him in the nuts. In my nuts. Oh, she's there. I saw her. I wish they called it the curb stomp again, but they're only calling it the stomp. They can't call it the curb stomp.
And now we're getting a little ridiculous with the false finishes.
It's false finish city. No one's gonna win.
False finish city just doesn't. Right. roll off the tongue, as it were.
How about false finish line? Ooh,
No,
no.
this false finish is not easy to say quickly. So false finish, false finish, false finish. And see, third time I'm already screwing it up.
What the hell is with my headset? This one must be dying. Time to switch back.
Battery 30%.
Ay, ay, ay. This is terrible.
Was that score 30-27? Michigan beat Nebraska. Well, yeah, there was definitely one good thing that happened in college football today, Joe.
What's that?
Clemson's 1-3.
Yeah, I know. They lost to Syracuse.
Yeah, at home. That's great. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Dabo can go suck a dick. Actually, no, that doesn't sound very nice. Dabo can go fuck himself. There we go.
You can go choke on a fatty. Like,
Hey,
who is the legal person in this fucking match
Don't
at
know
this
that
point?
nobody knows
the
anymore.
referee has lost complete control of this match.
They threw the rule book out a while ago. Now we're just basically doing pantomime.
Now they're on opposite sides of where they started.
Well, again, relaxed rules, guys. You know, it's the
What did Barrett just say? We got two what?
I missed it.
I don't have the sound on, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to be any help to you there.
What the hell is going on with my headset? Everybody is crackling.
You're just crack-a-lacking.
Yeah, I don't know why. Everything's crackling in my ears.
Just crackling. No snapping and popping.
No, no snapping and popping. Oh, here we go. Time to use the announce tables. I do like the new fancy rounded announce tables.
Yeah, they're nice. They're cool.
I miss the really old monitors though that were like, as big as a fucking I can't think of something. They were just really big. They were as big as one of their cameras. There we go.
Oh, we're gonna do our job. Stupid. Like, you're really asking that question. Oh my god, how are we gonna do our job?
Oh shit! Next weekend is the Ryder Cup.
Yes,
All right,
it
there we
is.
go. I fixed it. Now you guys aren't crack-a-lacking in my ear.
Crack-a-lacka? Crack-a-lacka.
So what you're saying is it was your problem again, or your
Oh,
fault?
a manhandle and a nope. They're not going to be able to do them. It's going to get reversed. Oh, double manhandles. That looks a little dangerous. Yeah, I was going to say you're not in the right spot for that. There. Oh,
Oh,
I don't know who took the brunt. Who got the worst of that?
see, now we're kind of getting to the point though where this has
That
gone
felt
on for
weird.
so long that I'm trying to figure out if this is still entertaining me.
No, I've kind of. I'm at that point where I'm ready for the match to be over.
The
Oh, that
match
was a good
needs
way to get into almost into it.
the women need to end this match.
There you go. Now it's in. Hey! Oh, oh,
Hey, must be Kentucky. Somebody's got a Mount Larry sign.
hooray! It's over. It took forever, but it's finally over.
Well, I don't think Punk is going to be putting any moves on Becky now. Just doesn't seem like it would make sense at this point.
No,
It
that would be
made sense
terrible.
it makes sense for them to win anyway. It doesn't hurt anybody. Whoever loses this match doesn't hurt them. This isn't a
No.
match that's going to be a detrimental to their push or any of that shit.
Right.
Becky's all like, "Oh, get the camera out of my face." Oh God, I am getting uncomfortable for some reason.
Oh, she is. Get on my face.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the only time we're gonna see AJ, right? She's not gonna be.
I
She's gonna
read
be there
that she
for.
signed a
She signed a
contract
longer
for a
contract.
couple of years, but it didn't speculate as to like if that's like a part-time contract or not. So or I just don't remember. But it did say that she signed like a multi-year contract. So I don't know. And again, that table spot, I think Seth probably took the worst of it.
You have to see it again. Uh, like Punk Punk leans back and says something, asks him. He definitely asked him right away if he was okay. To Seth, he was like, you see his head look back. He's like, "You good?"
He was all like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And Punk was all like, you sure about that? And then the G.I. Joe guy came walking up going, nice catch, Blanco Nino, but too bad your ass got sad.
Yes.
What?
You never saw those little fake G.I. Joe PSAs?
Oh no.
Oh God,
I
you gotta
can't
watch
see.
those
I
ones.
might have, but I can't remember them.
I
That's
mean,
for
they're kind
sure.
of old. Like, I mean, they were from like the pre-YouTube era, for Christ's sake. The first place I ever saw them on was on E-Bombs World. Yeah, I don't even know if that site still exists. Here we go with another commercial for the Smashing Machine. I'll be blatantly honest. I don't want to see this movie, and it's not just because I'm really down on Dwayne these days. It's because I just have really no interest in seeing a movie about this guy. That's because I've never had much interest in the UFC and
Right, you're not a
everything.
UFC guy,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't say I am either.
The problem
But
is
I
like if
like a good like documentary movie-ish type
well,
film.
I mean, it's not a documentary. And
I know it's not
So
a documentary, but
you see the ad the commercial for this, and you see like the people the places you say this thing's great, and then I've like read online of other movie critic places, and they say the movie's horrible.
Yeah, so it's like I heard like, oh, we got like a 8 minute standing ovation at the film festival. It's like those things are commonplace anymore. Though reading about like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you know why they get those big standing ovations at the film festivals? Because the people that made the movie and are in the movie are right there. So I don't know if there's a Rotten Tomato score for, but anyway, what I was saying is I'll definitely have to watch it if it gets Oscar nominations. So kind of hoping it doesn't. Because I know I'm gonna have to watch the Wicked sequel, which I really don't give a shit about, but
I
it has
never
a
saw the
seven.
first
It
one yet.
it has a 76% fresh grade on Rotten Tomatoes from 68 reviews. If I go to top critics, of course, I can't get a percentage, but let's see here: one, two, three, 3-1, 4, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2, 11-2, 12-2, 12-3, 13-3, 14-3, 23, 16-3, 17-3.
What the hell are
Even
we
the
reading
even the
off?
top critics, it's I think it's like 20 fresh and 3 rotten. So now that's just rotten or fresh. I mean, sometimes Rotten Tomatoes I have found doesn't always rate something rotten or fresh. Okay, so here's one. The guy gave it 2 stars out of 4, but they say that's fresh. No, that's not. That would be a rotten.
2 out of 4.
Yeah, 2 out of 4 is not fresh. But I guess they're saying it's fresh because the little synopsis from the review that they put up here says the very believable winding back of the clock to when MMA wasn't nearly as huge as it is now allows Johnson, one of the world's most famous men, to disappear enough that we mostly forget it's The Rock up there. That is a positive statement.
Yep,
But
it
if his
is.
full review is only giving the movie 2 stars out of 4, then that tells me he likes the performance but not the movie. So that shouldn't be rated fresh in my view.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And
Uh,
I'm not that harsh of a critic anymore. I have found out. So I seem to rate too many things, probably too positively, but it's like I also don't grade stuff that harshly in the sense that like when I'm grading like on IMDb because it's a 1 to 10 scale, right?
Hmm.
To me, the lowest thing I've ever rated has been 4. I've never rated anything lower than a 4. And I look at it this way. If I'm giving it a 4 out of a 10, I'm basically saying it's only 40% good. I mean, that's a below F score to me. So it's like
No, absolutely.
for it to be lower than that, it's like there would have to be like a ton of like errors or like people bumping into shit or like non-complete like nonsensical plots or something like that. I'm sure there are movies out there that I could watch that I would want to score that low, but you know what? I don't want to watch those movies. The first one that pops to mind for me with that is that Winnie the Pooh horror movie that they did.
Oh God.
Pooh. Wasn't it called Pooh?
I don't know what the fuck it was called because as far as I'm concerned, it's an affront to good taste.
Did you ever
Seriously,
see Ice Road with Liam Neeson?
Mm, I don't think I saw that one.
Ice Road?
Yeah, Ice Road.
That
Yeah,
sounds like a movie I've seen, but I didn't think that was the title.
I don't I didn't see that one. I don't think I did, no.
Like, is that the one where he like? Hold on, I'll see if I can look it up.
Because I saw that there's like I just watched that yesterday because I saw there's a sequel to it, Ice Road Revenge.
Hmm. Did you know that Liam Neeson is supposedly dating Pamela Anderson now?
Yeah, they're
Surprised.
both old, so it fits.
Well, supposedly they connected when they were making The Naked Gun, and I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of sweet because he of course lost his wife in a skiing accident years ago, and we know Pamela Anderson's had a very rocky relationship history, fucking Tommy Lee and Kid Rock, so still looking for it. Still looking for it. Okay. Yes. He did a movie called The Ice Road, and there's
So
one
we're
that
bringing the
came out called
Undertaker out.
there's a sequel out called Ice Road Vengeance, but it was not
Yes.
the movie I was thinking of. I was thinking of a movie that came out in 2019 called Cold Pursuit.
Mm. Yeah, Ice Road's interesting. The plot of the movie is not very good. I will say that. I can see why it was not a major release to theaters. That it was a net
Oh
to
God.
Netflix release.
Oh, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. I closed, or not closed, but I switched off the window where I had the show, and now I'm seeing Undertaker coming out on his bike, and there's fucking Stephanie in the front
Yeah,
row,
and he
and
like
I
shakes
just
his head at Stephanie's like, "Why the
and I
hell are
just
you
saw
doing?"
Nick Khan standing there too, and it's like, yeah, 3 people who have money I will never see in my life. They can all kind of go fuck themselves. Well, because the other thing too, when you said Ice Road, this is interesting. I see Lawrence Fishburne was also in that movie.
Not
Um,
very long.
I well now I don't need to see it.
Yeah, his part is like all of like maybe 15 minutes.
Well, anyway, what I was trying to say was when you said Ice Road, I started thinking there was a show that used to be on. I want to say it was on History Channel,
Yes, I for truckers.
Ice Road Truckers. And I'm like, were they going for an Ice Road Truckers vibe? And now that I'm seeing the poster on the Wikipedia page, I'm thinking, yes, that is what they were going for.
Exactly what they
So
went
what are
for.
we doing here
So
with the
yeah, I really
Taker
don't have much
coming
interest
out?
in that movie because there was something about that Ice Road Trucker, the promos for that Ice Road Trucker show that kind of turned me off from ever wanting to watch that. So now he's gonna watch this match from the front row next to Stephanie, and he's got a microphone. Or oh no, you know what they're gonna start doing here? They're gonna start plugging each other's fucking podcasts. Fuck this.
Does Steph have a podcast?
Yes,
Oh, why?
but it was really funny
We got
because
ESPN
Because
360 shirts.
well, no, it was really funny. I don't know if you heard about this. Um, but like her podcast airs on like something that's affiliated with ESPN, And sometime in the last couple of weeks, like since like this ESPN deal was announced and everything, she did an ad read on her podcast for a VPN service, and people were going like, "Oh, that's not going to make ESPN happy because getting a VPN would be a way to, watch these shows without going through the ESPN thing and having to sign up for the ESPN service. You could say like, you're overseas and you could watch them through Netflix if you have a Netflix membership. So yeah, whatever. But I don't have the sound on, so Yankees won. Yeah, the Yankees won. Now I got to see if their rivals won. Oh, the Red Sox are winning. The Rangers are losing. I guess the Rangers are out of it again now. The Mariners are beating the Astros. What's going on with the Guardians and the Blue Jays? The Blue Jays lost. Yes. The Guardians swept a doubleheader. Whoa, not only did the Guardians sweep a doubleheader from the Twins, they shut them out in both games. Wonder how many times that's ever happened.
Well, if you would like to know, they just announced that. Just a sec, I gotta give Joe a couple seconds to catch up. I'm waiting for his face to change, and then we'll be able to tell you.
Stephanie is like cowering away from
Interesting.
Undertaker here almost.
So she is being announced as the first official inductee into the 2026 Hall of Fame. And your face says it all. Why, thank you. Have a nice day. Like she didn't already know. Love it, Pat. I love it. Thank you. Have a nice day, sir.
Why don't we induct Vince while we're at it? Why don't we induct Shane and Linda while we're at it? Look, inducting Triple H when he's practically running the company is one thing. His career warranted it. This, well, hey, if you want to continue to make your Hall of Fame a joke, fine. This is the problem. There is no good wrestling Hall of Fame. Okay. The WWE Hall of Fame is really just a
Is that her?
promotional thing, and that's
Who
and
is
that's
that
and
little
that's
boy?
and that's and that's fine. The Observer
Shane's
Hall
son?
of Fame, the Observer Hall of Fame has become a joke. There is no good wrestling Hall of Fame that's out there that really means anything, that has any credibility or
Oh,
Well,
that's TK. Maybe that was TK's son.
that was
There was
well,
a little
so
boy
is
that
she.
that was a little boy that hugged her before TK.
no, that's Nick Khan.
Nick Khan, sorry, Nick Khan, not
Yeah,
TK.
it's
Sorry.
Tony Khan's AEW.
Um, I'm fine with her going into the Hall of Fame. It is what it is.
It's expected. I just think it's really odd that they decided. Well, I guess it's not odd. I did not expect them to make a spectacle out of it
I
at
don't understand
this
why
show.
I don't understand why you needed to announce this 7 months before it's going to take place. Number one. Number two, she better not
Well,
be like the headliner. You better come up with somebody better for the headliner.
well, I mean, it's better than come up with somebody like a week and a half before and finally
Yeah, okay,
announcing
but again,
somebody.
it's not for 7 fucking months. And again, you've got so many people you can induct as headliners. You could finally see, try to get Batista to clear his schedule since he was supposed to go into COVID year. You could induct Cena since, he's going to be retired and make sure that he's free that weekend. If Chris Jericho's truly a free agent, you could do him. You could induct Randy Orton, even though he's still active. They already did that with Mysterio. There's so many better things you could do than fucking Stephanie as a headliner. I mean, if she's
Well,
not the
first off,
headliner,
we don't
fine.
know what's the headliner yet. We have it's
No,
I
this is
don't
what I'm
have
saying.
an
She
issue.
better not be the headliner.
Yeah, I get it. I don't have an issue with them announcing it. Yeah, listen, WWE is not doing your typical WWE things these days anyway. So it doesn't surprise me.
No,
It's
that
fine.
because it's not WWE anymore. It's TKO WWE.
Yes, correct.
But that doesn't
And
roll off the tongue.
it's at the end of the day, we might like it, we might not like it, but it's what it is now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to keep watching it. And like I've been
No,
saying, I think within a couple
no.
of years, especially some of the older guys, you know, call it quits, I don't see myself continuing. There's nobody else that I feel like I have to keep watching.
Yeah, understandable. I understand what you're saying.
I'll be 50 years old in a few years.
Excuse me.
I
I'm
How
only
don't
many?
know
40,
what the
I'm
what
only
you
44.
complaining about,
Sorry.
son.
Yeah,
Listen to your
6 years.
son.
Let's get it straight. Six. I have two.
Five and a half.
I have
I'm
no.
just so
I have
surprised to see McIntyre
less
in the
than two.
headlining a PLE because he hasn't. I feel like he's been kind of back in the back burner for a while now.
I mean, it'd be kind of like that, but this is for the world title, so I actually, even with the other matches they had on this card, I'm actually kind of happy that they decided to make their world title match be the main event.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely.
Very much so.
At least he's not bringing down the sword anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
that
still got the
was.
dragon scale like
well,
gauntlets.
trust me, the sword had to be a Vince thing.
We're gonna make you a warrior.
We're just gonna
And bring
buy
down a big
into.
sword.
We're just gonna tap into your heritage and make you bring out a big sword for the Scottish warrior. At the end of the day, I like his gear now. It's fine.
Yeah, so not to be rubbing this in on you, Joe, but I was just looking at Illinois' schedule because I was
Uh
curious as to who
oh, they
else they
play.
were,
Yeah,
who
they
else
play
they were.
Ohio State this year at home though.
Yeah, they'd only given up 22 points in their first three games. Now, again, they weren't playing the greatest competition, granted, but again, they gave up 22 points in their first three games, and they gave up more than that in the first half tonight, you know.
Yeah, Duke was probably their toughest challenge so far this year.
Well, considering the other two games were Western Illinois, who's not FBS, and Western Michigan, who's usually one of the dregs of FBS, I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
They play USC, Purdue, Ohio State, Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. So they don't play Penn State, they don't play Michigan, they don't play Iowa,
yeah, not this year. They don't.
they don't play Oregon.
So I got sweet pictures from my wife. They are playing that game that became somewhat popular for a little bit. The one where you put the dental things in your mouth and then you got to speak the words and you just drool all over yourself. Um,
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
you
I'm
guys
clueless.
never saw the where you put the plastic thing in your mouth and it stretches your mouth all out and you have to try and talk and say the words and people got to try and guess it. Oh my goodness!
Nope,
All right, so let me. I'm gonna.
I have not seen this.
I'm not sure I want to see this.
No only reason you should be stretching your mouth like that is for only one purpose.
What the? What are you talking about, sir?
Just saying. If you know, you know. Kroger.
All right, we'll be able to. You'll see this in just a moment. Oh, I paused. No, I didn't want to pause.
Just a few moments.
You guys are not seeing it, are you? Damn
I
it.
see a
I
big
see
black
it.
screen in front of me. It says Coach Jeremy has started screen sharing, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was seeing.
Why is it not showing my stuff? That's weird.
I don't know if we want to see your stuff. Pat, sometimes depending on what's showing on your screen for color, it looks like your screen's black and white.
I've kind of been seeing that out of the corner of my eye when I haven't been
All
looking
right.
at it. It's because I didn't turn this light on up here, so it's just the one
I'll
in the
come back
back.
to that in just a second.
But at
No,
this
it's all good.
point, at this point, because of how late in the show it is,
I'll just send it to you via
I see
text.
very little point in turning that light on. So
No, it's fine. It's like you're kind of like black and white, and then your bed just boom, the maroon or burgundy or red, whatever color it is,
I'd call it
it like
burgundy. Yeah.
it pops out.
And yeah, it's like this wall is like it's like a kind of a muted pink, but with that light on, it really comes out looking more gray.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what color that wall is. There you go, Cody. Sign that autograph.
He's a he's a family friendly champion or something like that.
I'm sorry. It kind of drives me, and this is me. It drives me crazy when parents bring like 3-year olds to a wrestling event and have to put the headphones on them. I was like, I just,
Well,
oh,
they couldn't get a sitter.
I mean, I get it. It just,
Of course, they probably even tried to get one now. So.
oh my God, that's funny. And you got to speak words while you're like that.
That's that's cute.
Oh God, Jeremy's kids are showing him love. His kids still love him. That's so glorious.
That's good because one day
Yes, it is good that they show me love.
it's good that they do
For
that
now.
because one
So
day
yes.
they will probably try to blame them for all their problems, like I did with my parents for a few years.
So yes, they when while you have that big plastic thing stretching your face out, you have to try and talk, and people have to guess what you're trying to say.
Okay, so I'll be like, the other day hiding eyes.
Yeah, and you drool constantly because you can't like suck your saliva back into your face. So like, go through a lot of napkins. It was fun. We've had that game for a long time. That came out around the same time as that game Pie Face, where you had to put the whipped cream on the hand, and um,
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I've seen
See,
videos of that game.
see, I guess I didn't realize that that was like an organized game.
what Pie Face?
No, the thing with the mouth.
Oh yeah.
I guess I thought that was just something that people did to amuse themselves at parties or something. Which I
Well, they
guess
probably did that too.
which I guess basically makes it a game, but
Well, it just comes. I find like some of these games come about from people doing just dumb stuff, and they're like, "Dude, we should so turn this into a game," and then they do, and then they make money off of it, and then
well,
they.
I mean that's how beer pong became a thing. So
Well, yeah, because they found colleges found a way, and I thought this was really funny, to be able to have beer pong tournaments as an actual thing on their campus, but instead of beer in the cups, of course, they put water in the cups.
yeah,
So,
that's fine. I mean, I'd be fine if they used non-alcoholic beer too, to be honest. But
so it was just it was it's always been one of those things that's like find ways that universities can have fun things or people can enjoy stuff and that. Da, 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 da. All right, how long? What do we think on this match? It's now 9:55, 10:30,
Yeah.
sounds
35 minutes.
sounds about rightish.
What did he say? I think he told he told McIntyre stop touching the belt. Stop touching the belt. I think he told
You
the
only get to
referee
touch the belt when you're actually the champion.
because like the referees have to hold it up so the hard camera can see it. And McIntyre's got his hand on it over top of the belt. I'm pretty sure the referee said stop touching the belt. It's
Well,
awesome.
I mean, I think it was actually like a sort of like wrestler etiquette thing back in the day where it was like, yeah, it's like if you weren't the champion, you were not supposed to touch the belt.
Hmm. Sometimes I forget how big McIntyre is, like just how tall he is and massive he is.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Alrighty.
I don't know where I am in comparison to you guys right now. Cody's getting chopped on the ropes.
He just did the slide underneath.
Yep, that's where I am. Oop, poked him in the eye. Nope, slapped him in the face. Okay,
Yeah, he did the thing that Goldust always used to do.
yeah,
You guys are like 4 seconds ahead of me.
okay. And I
That's
don't know
fine.
how I don't know how I got ahead of you because mine restarted and I had to click the go live button.
Well,
Well, the
I
other thing
think
too is I'm on my computer, I'm watching this. She's out there watching. Nico's in his was doing his esports and stuff, and he's probably still on his stuff. So We have a lot of
Your
wide. We have
internet
a
service is lagging. You're a
we
little
got a
No,
laggy.
we got a lot of stuff rocking on the internet right now.
all I'm hearing are excuses.
Yeah, it sounds like you need better internet there, Joe.
Get
It's because the
Fios.
only thing that is hardwired right now is my computer. Everything else is on Wi-Fi. I only
Well,
have one item. I'm only allowed one hard line connection.
I'm gonna say, you think the thing that's hardwired in would be getting the best connection.
He did
Yes,
the
my computer.
he got the gave him the bionic elbow.
Yeah, let me tell you something, baby. I'm gonna get funky like a monkey. We're gonna get the bite on Gilbo on his head.
Oh, did you guys see Stephen A. Smith today give his top five favorite wrestlers of all time?
Yeah, I'd like you to stop. I didn't see it, and I don't want to.
I hope this is a work because if it's not, Cody's walking around on one leg.
No, I think he's fine.
Because he fell and I'm like that seemed like a work fall. Like that didn't look like a oh shit, I just tore my ACL fall.
Yeah, it's a work fault. Well, just say this.
I finished wrestling matches after
Ryan
tearing quads.
Ryan Clark and Cam Newton were on the show at the same time, and so was Triple H. And Triple H came out. You were fine when you went from 5 to 2, but the person you picked as number one, listen, I love the guy, but you definitely did that to piss a lot of people off, didn't you?
Well, okay, now you said he said that these were his favorites of all time.
It's his top five wrestlers of all time.
Well,
Who,
okay,
Triple H's?
well,
No, Stephen A. Smith's.
okay, well, did he say these are the five best wrestlers of all time, or did he say they were his five favorite wrestlers of all time?
I don't fucking remember. His five
I'm just saying there is a difference.
favorite.
Where, like, you can say like, like I think these are the best,
Oh
but
my
these are my
God, let
favorites.
me
That's all I'm saying.
find
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
You're gonna get so technical with the favorite and best shit on me. Let me go look. Hold your
Yes,
horses.
because anybody can be like your favorite, this, that, or the other thing. But if you're going to try to tell me that like this guy was one of the best, that's going to be pretty demonstrably, obviously not the case.
It was his top five wrestlers.
Okay.
Yes, A-list top 5 wrestlers of all time. Bill Oh my
You
god, I'm looking
find
at
it?
this list. Yeah, I
Yeah.
found it. Bill Goldberg at number 1, followed by Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and the Road Warriors. What?
Wait, say that again.
So his top 5, his top 5 of all time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Bill Goldberg at
yeah.
number
At
1.
one.
Okay,
Ric Flair, then Hogan, The Rock, and the Road Warriors.
okay. Well, he's already cheating by going with the Road Warriors. So
What? What kind of crazy ass list is that?
Listen, I'm five with 2 to 5. I don't have an issue with that. But when you put Goldberg at number one, like Triple H is kind of snickering when you watch the video, and he's kind of like, I love Goldberg, I love Bill, but I mean, number one, he was like, I think you did this to piss people off.
Like if he said favorite, my favorite wrestlers of all time, and he said number 1, but he said top 5. Top 5 is saying like these are the best. Like to me, that says these are the best wrestlers of all time.
And he said his honorable mentions were Macho Man and Dusty.
look, I've always said that in my view, Stephen A. Smith doesn't know anything except when he's talking about basketball, and even then, I think it's a little questionable.
And boxing.
Um, so this sounds like it was half trolling, yeah. But it also sounds like there's somebody who doesn't know anything about wrestling and just picked people that they'd heard of.
So, do you guys the one analyst that's on ESPN? What the hell is his name? Damn it! Is it Greg Allen?
What's his
No, it's
name?
like, is it Greg Allen? No, he's an ex-player. Like he didn't play like super long. He was a defensive back. Shit.
I would not want to take that bump.
Yeah. Shit. Why can't I think of his name?
Ow.
I saw.
Oh,
I
yeah, but
saw.
want to take that bump.
I saw a bad take by him in regards to like who's a generational talent as far as quarterbacks. And he told the one analyst in his the other thing I saw, he told the one analyst that he like his opinion doesn't matter as much because he's not a player or he was never a player.
I really
Which
hate
That
ex.
was on Get Up when that white guy was a white guy. I'm sorry, he was a white
I
guy. That
I
when that
really
one
hate.
guy was covering for Mike Greenberg and Ryan Clark said that to him.
yeah, it was Ryan Clark. That's who it
Yeah,
was. Yeah, Ryan Clark.
I really can't stand when ex players say that. Like, oh, you never played, in the
but
NFL.
yet he's never said that to Stephen A. He's never said that to Greenberg. He's never said that to anybody else. But for some reason, he said it to this guy. It was a very weird show that day.
Right. And then he had a take on generational talents as far as generational like talents as far as that go. And the topic came up because they were talking about how um uh Manning, what's the Manning that's in college right now?
Arch,
Archie,
Arch. He was supposed to be like a generational talent, which
and he
and
hasn't
I
shown
don't
it yet.
yeah, he hasn't shown anything yet. And then he's like talking about he's like um talking about generational talents as far as like guys in the NFL like recently. He didn't think Peyton Manning was a generational talent. He didn't think Tom Brady was a generational talent.
yeah,
He did say John Elway. He's like John Elway was a generational talent. Pat Mahomes is a generational
because
talent.
he picks the guys who can run and scramble.
Um,
He thinks that's
I
That
forget.
generational talent.
I think he also did. He did he say the guy from the Ravens?
Lamar Jackson, yeah, he did.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Like I'm just like, is this guy really ever like? Does he ever watch football? Like, generational talents in football is very tough because it's very specialized. Like you're playing a position. It's not like you are doing one thing on the football field.
I
So
mean,
it's
yeah,
very hard to talk about generational talents in football because it's like okay, generational talent in this position.
yeah,
Like
yeah, like you said, his criteria there is very narrow and very, in my view, stupid. Because okay, so you said like Elway is, Mahomes is, Lamar is, but Peyton and Brady are not.
I think he
yeah,
mentioned Josh Allen is as well.
Okay,
yeah.
but so Peyton and Brady are not, which therefore by the trend that he's establishing there, neither are Johnny Unitas, Joe Montana, or Dan Marino. Come on, fucking get bent.
His
Here's
takes.
the thing: you have to be a runner too. You have to be a scrambler too. It's like, dude, unfortunately, with the exception of Elway and like a few other guys, like they say, like maybe like Fran Tarkenton, you didn't have to be. That's not the way the quarterback position was.
Right.
Like again, the mobility aspect is something that's coming in the last 20 years or so. But plenty of guys won plenty of football games and championships without having to run all over the field the way that some of these other guys do. And you know what? Actually, no, that's not a criteria that should matter. But I was going to say until like Lamar and Josh Allen win something, fuck off. But
Well, and how
there,
can
there always is going to be that thing. They haven't won anything.
and when you
Won
talk about Tom
MVPs, but they're
Brady,
not won anything else after that.
like when you talk about Tom Brady, he was able to take defensively strong teams but offensively weak teams to the Super Bowl as a quarterback. Like he was able to get those teams to score enough points
New
that
England, yeah, New England never had a great running back really in his years. They
No,
it was like a revolving door. You
right,
know,
and his receivers were not
yeah,
always top notch. He had years where he had good ones, but then he also had years where he had like Edelman was his number one receiver,
yeah, he had
even though he
guys. Yeah,
wasn't
he
a
had guys
number
like
one.
Moss and Welker and Edelman and you Gronkowski and the convicted murderer, for a while and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, he never had Jerry Rice. I mean, because he had Randy Moss for what was like a year or two, and it wasn't prime. It wasn't while Randy Moss had that great season with him. It still wasn't prime Randy Moss. It wasn't like it
no.
wasn't Viking Randy Moss. So yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't have Jerry Rice or Marvin Harrison. Or you
no,
can go
his receiving core was always getting new
Steve
guys
Margin. He didn't have guys like that. So
because
yeah,
they would get rid of guys that were coming up for contracts and getting signed big contracts, and Belichick would get rid of them
yeah, the
for the
Patriots
most
always
part.
kind of fucked over veteran players like that since Tom Brady.
And they would take veterans who got cut from other teams, and then they would play well for him.
Well,
Right.
yeah, Moss's stock was so far down when they acquired him because his time with the Raiders, he flopped. You
So how
know,
so how can you not call Brady, who was able to do so much with not saying little, but usually not the best talent in the offensive positions, how can you not call him a generational talent? Like, how many other guys could have stepped into that team and did what he did
Yeah,
as a quarterback?
and it's like, look, like yes, Peyton Manning had a bunch of great running backs and receivers in his career, but look where the Colts were before him, and look where they were with him. It's like,
Yeah.
come on. And this isn't like the other three team sports. Quarterback is by far the most important position in the NFL, and you could pretty much argue it's the most important position in sports. Like, let's say in baseball, you don't have like a great ace starting pitcher. You can still win a championship without a great ace starting pitcher. You know, you can
Right.
win
You
in
just have to
NBA.
have a respectable starting 4 or 5.
Right, right. But that's what I mean. It's like in the NBA, you can win without having a guy who's in the top 10 in scoring on your team, and that kind of stuff. You don't have to have like, the goalie who's going to win the Vezina trophy on your team to win a Stanley Cup. But it's very hard to win in the NFL without having an elite top shelf quarterback. It's like, look at the list of guys, quarterbacks who have won Super Bowls. Very few guys who are not in the Hall of Fame. Very few guys who were not considered to be like one of the best quarterbacks of their time. It's like the worst quarterbacks to win the Super Bowls are guys like Trent Dilfer, who was carried by his defense, or guys like who were like backups like Nick Foles or Jeff Hostetler, who got thrust into like incredible situations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like the guys who won the Super Bowls are the Bart Starrs and Joe Namaths and Terry Bradshaw's and Joe Montana's and Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning's and Brett Favre's and Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger's and Drew Brees and so
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he said Drew Brees was not a generational talent
Well,
either.
I was going to say I'm sure he
I
was.
that one I agree with. Like, I don't consider Drew Brees a generational talent. And I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't have anything personal against Pat Mahomes, but I'm so tired of the dick riding for Pat Mahomes. Like, so tired of the dick riding from all like the different analysts and everything like that. Everybody rides his dick like he's the greatest thing ever to touch a football.
Well,
It's over the top.
I mean,
Who would have thought?
he's won three Super Bowls, been to two others. I mean, that's not many
I'm
guys.
not taking anything away from the guy. He is by far a hell of a player. But I also, the games that I have watched, because either he's playing a team that I want to see them beat, or he's playing the Eagles, or just in the Super Bowl in general, there are definitely some stuff that the referees do to protect him. And like calls that other quarterbacks would not get, he definitely gets. And I think that's some bullshit too.
Yeah,
Like,
that happens in like all sports. Like there's certain guys who get calls in baseball that they shouldn't get. Like Greg Maddux would always get calls that he shouldn't have gotten. Now the funny thing is like you still watch Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has still it's like a fact that he has had more called strikes against him that were not actually strikes than any other player over the last like several years by far. But that's also because of how freaking huge Aaron Judge is. And so they misjudged the strike zone on him, you
yeah.
know, which is another reason, of course, why I want there to be the fucking automatic ball strike system. Um, but yeah, there's always quarterbacks who seem to get extra protection. Like I always made jokes back in the day that you could never lay a finger on Joe Montana. Now half of that was because Montana saw the rush coming. He would just go down before they could hit him, and that was because he had injuries. So I understood why he was doing it, but it did always kind of always make him look like a bit of a pussy. Which is why, of course, when you played two playoff games against the Giants and Jim Burr and Leonard Marshall freaking obliterated him in those games, it's like always kind of brings a smile to my face. I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, and I don't really think I ever saw Brady get that kind of protection. Not that I can really remember.
The
Peyton,
tuck rule is probably the most.
well, that was
Yeah.
something different though. That didn't have to do about, don't hit him too hard or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like, you see with like a lot of quarterbacks today. Like the Giants had one call against them last week where they called roughing the passer. And I was like, what did he do that was roughing the passer? It's like, 10, 20 years ago, that would not have been called roughing the passer. I think they say he drove him into the ground. And I was like, how was he supposed to not to? He was like in the process of hitting him already. It's like, what was he supposed to do? Like, just let him go, So it's like,
Yeah,
So
sometimes the football
I
moves
don't
for
know.
protecting the quarterback got a little bit out of hands.
Yeah, I think it's gotten again. I'm all for protecting the quarterback, but I think they've taken it
Oh, he just did a
a
super
little
cutter.
too
Oh,
far.
okay, there, Cole. He just did a super cutter.
They pushed it over the line a bit. Oh, that was the end.
Wow.
Damn. I
That
mean, it
didn't
was
go anywhere close to as long as I thought it would.
yeah.
That was
Well, I mean, they did come on at 7, so they've gone a little more than 3 hours, which is a little ridiculous when they only have 5 matches. But with the freaking Usos entrance and then the Stephanie filibuster, so and then running
Stephanie filibuster.
and then running actual ads in between, and then still running their own ad packages, So I mean, I didn't expect Cody to lose, but
Yeah,
this is the
so
thing, and this is not a knock against Cody or anything, but they do have to be thinking about who is the next champion, and I don't really know who
by
it is.
now.
I have no clue. I'm
I
honest. I
just,
have no clue.
yeah, I just don't know.
I'm not sure what they're going to do with that.
I do think that was actually a pretty cool spot with Drew kicking out the LED shit under the table.
Oh yeah, I knew they're going to revert back to that at some point.
And then he kind of like was going for the Claymore, and usually his legs gave out, which was kind of an awkward way to do that, but it was different.
And he did the super cutter.
Cody Rhodes, you just beat Drew McIntyre. What are you gonna do now? I'm going to Disneyland. Oh, he's got his boot off. Interesting. They're selling that pretty good. Well, I mean, I hope he's not really hurt. They're
I don't
just
know how he could be really hurt, but I mean, I guess it's a possibility.
It's funny. I was just saying I don't know who the next champion is or what's going to happen. And I was just thinking somebody could come out and do a run in here, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
And who would that be?
It's time for the post show.
Who would that have been?
Yeah.
Do 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 do
Oh.
do 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 do
Yeah, that's
do do
true.
Yeah, I'm
do.
No,
glad
but
they didn't
they
do
put
that.
they put the fucking belt back on him. I'm losing my shit.
The problem is I can very easily see them doing it.
Yeah, I know.
Very easily, very easily. Now here's Joe Castiglione, who I guess got permission to be here today instead of calling a college football game. As if like they said this is a bigger deal for us than week 4 college football.
Well, of course, they're going to take him off college football for this.
How's that feel? Feels great.
Oh yes, I've got Emily Blunt feeling me up. I'd be pretty happy too.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Isn't this the second movie he's done with Emily Blunt? Didn't he do? Wasn't
Yeah, Jungle Cruise.
yeah, Jungle Cruise? I thought so.
Which my biggest complaint about that movie was it more way too much into like what they had done with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
With the ghost characters,
Yeah,
everybody's actually a
Yeah,
ghost.
so
yeah.
this guy really did have potential for sure.
Who's that?
The movie that Rock plays in.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. See, that's the thing too. It's like they always like they were calling him like UFC legend and everything like this that. And again, I never followed UFC, but I always heard the names and everything, and I was like, I don't remember it. I was saying like I don't know that I've ever heard this guy's name before. So
I used to watch. I back in the day, my dad had gotten one of those cheater cable boxes from work. So we got all the pay-per-views, and the adult shows. Just put it there for you. That
wow.
then only would come on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 11:30 at night. Uh-huh.
Skinamax.
No, the true,
I
not the
know.
Skinamax, the true stuff, baby. Oh yeah. But yeah, I used to watch all the UFC stuff back in the day. I've seen all those fights. Majority, I shouldn't say all that. I've seen a good majority of all of them in the 90s. Um, but
Yeah.
any hoo-hoos, what did you guys think of the first ESPNer of the premium live event for the WWEers?
Well,
Well,
I thought
first,
ESPN did a good job of televising it. I will say that there
I
was no
mean,
lag or anything kind of crazy that
Yes,
happened, so that was
yes,
nice.
my first
absolutely.
question is, why are you talking about boobs again? Because you said hoo-hoos. I just assumed that was another slang for boobs.
I really wasn't going down that road for that one, but okay.
Yeah,
Am I
uh,
just thinking of, am I just thinking of boobs too much?
maybe.
Currently, right now, yes, you
Um,
are, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong
as
with
far
that.
as a PLE or what used to be known as pay-per-views for our younger audience, um, it was mediocre at best. This actually, I don't even know if this gets a mediocre rating. I have to give this one an honest rating of a D. Like for me, this was a D PLE. Like the
I
first
mean,
match was absolutely trash. I mean, we knew it was going to be that, but still, it was absolute trash. There was no storytelling. All it was just big move, big move, big move, big move. John Cena do big move,
So
get
you're
beat up
giving it the
again.
big old D's nuts.
I'm
Gotcha.
giving it a big D's nuts because the best match of the night was the women's match, and everything else was pale in comparison.
I mean, I think it was fine, but there was nothing spectacular. I mean,
Mm-mm.
well, I was gonna say I should go back and watch it. I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't really know. Are they gonna like be like archiving this stuff on the site that you can go back and watch it after the fact? You know, the way
You're
that like
supposed to
Peacock
be able
would.
to.
Okay, I was gonna say because I should probably really watch the women's match again, but it's like
Women's match was great.
you know, like the rest of the stuff is like, yeah, Cena Brock was kind of a squash. The mixed tag match just really went on way too long. The Cody Drew match again, there's a couple decent spots, but again, there was nothing that was like, oh, that was great, you know, that was unreal, you know. And the Usos against Braun's match again was fine, you know, but eh,
Yeah, the Uso match was eh. Like that match wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
yeah.
Like I said, I really enjoyed the women's match. There was a couple miscues, not and mis. What I mean by miscues is like they did things like the one person was ready and the other person wasn't, so it looked like not quite in sync with what they were doing. Like and like I the one part where um Recur did like put slid her boots over the top of Io's face. I didn't even see that to happen. Like she did it so fast, and it was a weird spot too because like she just kind of stood up randomly out of the move that she was in or whatever, and then jumped up and scraped her face with her boots. Like I didn't even know it
Yeah.
happened. Like
Yeah.
until I saw Io like holding her face, I was like, oh, she scraped her face with the boots. Okay, got it.
Oh, Halliburton's joining the post game show. The post game team there.
Oh,
Oh,
um,
well,
I mean,
I gave the show a C minus.
yeah, I'm in the C range too. It's like what you know what of course is going to be very tiresome about this is going to be you're gonna I'm sure I'm just going to see a ton of shit over the next several days about oh that was so much better than Wrestlepalooza, and I'll be like, one, I don't care. Two, nobody else cares because who had more people watching it? There's no way that All Out had more people watching it. So yeah, I don't care about that shit anymore. But you know, the tribal list got to get so tribal. So
Yes, they do. It's a never
what?
ending story.
Whatever. I'm just not really interested in that shit anymore. I just because it gives me a headache, which I think I'm getting a headache as it is anyway. Uh,
Yeah, I gave it a C. I mean, it was serviceable. It did what it needed to do, as far as some storytelling goes for some of the matches.
Let
The
me
women's title match was the best. That was the best match of the night. I'm
calendar.
not surprised what we saw out of Brock and Cena. It wasn't going to be some wrestling, spectacular. It was just going to be big moves. And Brock, I had a feeling Brock was going to win that match. Um,
Yeah, it
Pretty
wouldn't
much
really.
like a semi squash. So,
It just
it is
wouldn't.
what it is.
Yeah, I just want to make a lot of sense for him to not win after coming back. So
And Cena's fine with stuff like that. He doesn't really care.
No, especially at this time in his career, like he's only here to give people that one last hurrah.
Yeah.
So
huzzah, hurrah, hurrah, huzzah! And I want to check these prices here again real quickly. So right now I have the Disney Plus Hulu ESPN Select Bundle Premium, which is $26.99 per month. The Disney Plus Hulu ESPN Unlimited Bundle Premium
Hmm.
would be
is
$38.99 a month for 12 months,
and then it
then
goes up to
40, then
44.
$44.99 per month. So I'm like $12 per month more for a year, and then oh my God, my math is the math ain't mathing for me right now. Oh
Math ain't
boy.
mathing for me.
That
That's a
And
good
then
folks,
one.
this is a guy that deals with numbers on the daily.
hey, it's 10:30 on a Saturday night. Then then eight
1024 to be exact,
then
sir.
$18 a month more, and again, no guarantee that the price won't have changed after the 12. So it's like I got to redo some stuff in my own personal budget as it is. So it's like I'm not gonna go make that.
Don't make the decision now. Don't be hasty.
I'm
Be
just saying.
pasty.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm not gonna decide right now. So
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. I'm the way mine's set up, I'm not changing anything.
Yeah. Ah,
That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'm good
That
with.
guy's got a spinner belt. He's so cool. I want to be like
Oh, he's
him.
got one of
Did he's
the
got the spinner belts? He's got the Indianapolis spinner belt. Is that what he got? Did he go
I'm
bald?
I'm good. I'm good with
probably.
watching just my regular old Disney Plus. I gotta watch the live action Lilo and Stitch, and
We watched that yesterday.
yeah, I'm not expecting to like it more than the animated version at all. I just still need to watch it, and then I'm a few episodes behind on Alien Earth.
If it was the very first, if they
Yeah,
did
I'm
not
behind
have an
Alien Earth as well.
animated, an animated, if they did not have an animated one that came out first, it would be a decent movie. Wouldn't be great, wouldn't be terrible, would be decent. With the fact that we have something to compare it to that was so good, in my opinion, they they did an okay job of turning it into a live action. There's definitely been worse live actions that they've done. Some of the things are jumbled around in order, as far as like where they took place in the animated movie and where they take place in the live action. As like, why is the drowning part taking place now when it took place earlier in the other movie? I'm like, they jumbled like two things together. My biggest disappointment in that movie was the fact that you did not have the shark cop in the movie.
Captain Gentoo.
Yeah,
Well,
Captain
the
Gantu.
problem is that even in a live action movie, he would be a very difficult character to render. And yeah, because obviously it'd be CGI, but just because of how big he was and everything, I would imagine it would probably it just oh, this is hysterical. It just would have been really hard to try to pull that off. So I can understand why they didn't. And my sister kind of told me who the villain ends up being, which I was like, yeah, I guess that can still make sense, but it's
It makes sense. Like I said, if you never saw the original, it would make sense. Like the things that happen make sense. But like I said, we have such a big reference point. It was such a good movie, as an animated film goes. That it's like,
You know
yeah.
what's do you
And,
know what's
and
spectacular?
what?
Jackie Redmond on my TV screen.
oh, damn it, I turned her off. Anyway,
um,
I'll just go pull up a bikini picture of her now. One of the things that I also really like so much about the original, the animated Lilo and Stitch, it came out in 2002, and the transition to the computer animated movies was already well underway. Like we had gotten the first two Toy Stories, A Bug's Life, and Monsters Inc. all from Pixar by that point. The first Shrek had come out, and so there have been a few other ones. So you can tell that that's the way that they were going to be going. Anyway, so I still was very much like, no, don't get rid of the traditional animated movies, and like so I was like, that's another reason why I like Lilo and Stitch so much. And of course, they only did but a few more traditionally animated movies before they pretty much threw in the towel and everything has become the computer animated. And it's
Right.
like that's fine and everything, but I really would appreciate if they could still do traditionally animated
Yeah.
movies, but
They
I
do
passed
the
out.
they do leave enough of the original stuff in that happens in the movie, in the animated movie, that I thought was really good, like where she licks her arm, in the movie. She's like, "Did you just lick me?"
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
So,
that
that's
was the
good.
thing because I remember when I saw the live action Lion King. I remember I posted on Facebook, if you've seen The Lion King, 1994, then you've seen The Lion King, whatever year it was that came out, because it was the exact same movie. It was
Yeah,
yeah,
it
that
was
that one was a really well done one because they just
true
turned it.
remake.
Yeah, there was a true remake, and they didn't change any of the
well,
story that I can remember.
it's not really a remake so much as it's just doing the same movie in a different fashion,
Yeah.
So,
So that
Wrong
was nice.
terminology. I'm
well,
sorry.
no, but okay, but like
Where like
live
Cinderella,
the live action Aladdin had different stuff to it that
yeah,
wasn't
live action Aladdin was okay, wasn't terrible.
the
I
live
still
action
haven't seen Snow White.
the live action. Yeah, I haven't seen the Snow
I
White one.
don't know if I want to. I'm very scared to watch that one.
I didn't see their Pinocchio one that they did that had Tom Hanks in it. Dumbo
I
was
didn't see that
completely
either.
different. Dumbo was like completely different.
Yeah, I heard that one was
Yes,
totally
Dumbo
different.
is completely different.
Um,
Cinderella wasn't.
I'm trying to remember what other ones it did. Jungle Book was still
Cinderella had been done so many times as a live action, you really didn't have like, even though
yeah
Disney redid it on their end under the Disney, it wasn't like
yeah
there's so many.
And Sleeping Beauty didn't do Sleeping Beauty. They did Maleficent. That
Yes,
was totally different on the
yes,
start. So
Yeah.
and but now we're gonna have a live action Moana coming out.
Yeah. See how that goes.
that should be interesting.
This is pretty funny. I wish I could share this picture, but someone took a picture of Seth and Becky standing in the ring at the beginning of the match in their outfits, and then and then underneath it they put a picture of those like wild berry Pop Tarts.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Saying like I knew they reminded me of something.
Do you know? So, Pat, they just showed the replay again.
That happens so quick, you can't even
Yeah.
see it.
What was
When
it? Chair shot to
yeah, so when he goes to take the chair shot, when he goes down, he goes like puts his head down too, like he's putting his full force. And like when he does that, the chair pops and like hits him in the head. Like it's like boom, boom. It's like super fast. So that's why but you can see like his head goes down as well, like with the chair to go like that. That thing of like he's putting all of it into it, and it definitely, oh, now we have Heyman, and so
I
he
can't
shakes
even. I
everybody's hand. He shakes everybody's hand, but Rosenberg. He goes, Biggie, I have respect for you. And he goes, Tessitore. He said, he shakes his hand, and he looks at Greenberg. He's like, says nothing. They're just shitty. They're just picking on Greenberg now.
Ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, Disney's had a lot of misses with their live actions, but they've also had some pretty decent reboots, remakes, whatever you want to call them,
yeah.
adaptations, um, too. So I think Lilo and Stitch was not a hit, but it wasn't a miss either. It was kind of in between. Um,
Oh, okay. I was going to say it was definitely a hit because it did make a lot of money. So which actually
Like
surprised
we're
me. Yeah,
here as
it made
people,
a
we're here as
lot more money.
professionals.
It made a hell of a lot more money than the animated version did, and I think even like if you account for inflation, it's still out earned the animated version.
We want to
Mm.
thank you for your irrelevant opinion, is what Heyman just told the crowd.
It wasn't like he did a lot tonight.
And that's all you need to know. I love his accent. He's from Australia, isn't he? Austria?
Who?
Australia? Bronson
Bronson
Reed.
Reed.
Yeah, he's Australian, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was the statement you said. You said he said that is all the people need to know.
Yeah. I just said I like his accent. That's all I
Oh,
said.
but did you say that he said that is all the people need to know?
No.
Oh, okay. That was because Baron von
Maybe I did. I
no,
don't know it.
the only reason I was saying that because back in the day, Baron von Raschke would say that. Like he would always end his promo short, like when the announcers started pushing him because when he was a heel, he would just like always end up by saying, "That is all that people need to know." You know, so it was like was somebody making a Baron von Raschke call back.
I think he said that's all you need to know. He said Paul Heyman always delivers, and that's all you need to know. I think that's
Oh,
what he
okay.
said.
The Uso Penitentiary permanently closed.
Yeah.
The Usos have not locked themselves in there yet. No.
All right, I think we're good to
He's
end this
making fun of a
show.
fat person in the crowd.
Of course.
I give him
Look
bonus
at that
points for
fat,
that.
disgusting guy right there.
Pot call kettle. Joe, I don't know if you.
No, that was Braun. That was
That was
Braun.
Braun doing it, not
No,
Bronson.
Bronson.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it was Heyman doing it. It was.
No,
No.
that would have been even funnier.
I don't know if you've refreshed the scoreboard or anything, Joe, but yeah, 56-10. Yeesh.
He just goes
Yeesh.
mad as a full figure gal myself. I apologize.
I would have never guessed
Okay.
would have put this hurting on Illinois.
All right, Jeremy, send us
All
home.
right. All right, gentlemen. Well, it was good having you guys here. We got to watch the PLE, have some fun, have some talk. We hope that everybody joined us. You enjoyed it. If you're joining us afterwards, we hope you enjoy our live commentary at that time. It was fun. Peace and chicken grease. And we hope you
Please.
finished with us.